And welcome to Bowling Green, Kentucky, where rests beautiful Western Kentucky University. And at the bottom of the hill, where the Hilltoppers reside, you'll find yourself inside of Houchins Industries L.T. Smith Stadium, where tonight the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers welcome the Nevada Wolfpack. WKU coming off a bye after a tough loss on the road at Toledo. Nevada just dropping a tough one against WKU's chief rivals in MTSU. I'm Tyler Eaton, joined by the great Terry Obie here tonight. And Terry, this feels like one of these games headed into conference play for both sides. You don't label it a must-win, but boy, it's a wanna-win for both teams.
Yeah, you're talking about momentum. I mean, they both struggling the last couple of weeks, and now they come together, and it's going to be all-out fight now. It's all-out war. Talking to the coaches, they described it as being a war. Yeah. Going out, getting a chance to establish themselves and reestablish themselves and get ready to get played on track.
And Nevada's got a lot of reestablishing to do, especially at the quarterback position. We don't know for sure what this balance is going to look like, but what we do know, Terry, is when Chubba Purdy is out there, watch out for what he can do with his legs.
Yeah, Chubba Purdy. I mean, he can do a lot of things, and especially running in space, and that's going to give WKU a lot of problems, because like last week with Toledo, a couple of weeks ago, the running game was a big thing. And if they watch the video and film and they see what's going on, they're going to try to exploit them for the running game.
I think everybody knows on the other side what to expect from WKU and that gunslinger, Maverick McIver, one of the nation's top 10 passing offenses. But it will be the WKU defense tasked up first. And to what you referenced, this is going to be a serious clash of styles, because as much as we know WKU is going to want to throw the ball, Nevada is going to want to establish the run in this game, and that has been where WKU has struggled. Over 300 yards given up on the ground in that loss to Toledo, but you can counter some of that if Maverick McIver is giving you his best.
Yeah, McIver's on the sideline waiting, because, you know, usually the coaches get everything. They're kind of reviewing right now the top 20 plays for when the offense coming on. He's looking at that right now, but you're right. When you start this offense for Nevada, they're going to try to possess the game. They're going to try to pound the ball and take their time running the entire drive.
No surprises, the opening kickoff is through the end zone. Head coach Tyson Helton told us this week that if it was up to him, every single one would be booted out of the back. He does not want to deal with any returns in any phase of the special teams game. And now his Hilltopper defense will go up against this Nevada offense that has struggled to find their identity so far this season, averaging just 14.7 points per game. That's 122nd in the country. They're a much better rushing team, as we talked about, than a passing team, averaging 183 yards per game on the ground. Two wide receivers right to open this one up. Throw goes to the left side. It's caught, but a short gain of just one, as WKU was all over that opening pass to the near side.
Yeah, you know what, that's really, Coach talked about earlier, that's that 90 passing series, the quick pass, get it out really quick, on rhythm, three-step drop, and the quarterback, Purdy, just got the ball out immediately.
And that was just the second catch of the season for the backup tight end, Jace Henry. But one thing that we talked to the Nevada staff about was how much confidence they have in the two tight end sets, which you get again here. Some jumbo looks, which allows you to run it with Purdy or pass it. Here it's going to be a keeper going right side. WKU has it snuffed out, and that one goes for a loss of one. Hilltoppers all over.
Yeah, I mean, great defense on that. But I like the way Nevada's coming out right now. They're taking a little taste out of what last week Toledo did. They're going 2-3 tight ends, jumbo personnel, and try to match it up. Because when you put more tight ends out there, you create more zones. Instead of ABC, you create a D gap with extra tight ends out there.
That brings up a 3rd and long, and that is the last spot that this Nevada offense wants to be in, as Jalen Wester stepped in to make the play there. Has had a great season early on for these Hilltoppers. Two wide to each side. Purdy going to look to throw, looks underneath, and it's dropped. Tough to tell if it would have been a catch or run for a first down, but looked like it might have been.
Yeah, he was wild. I mean, he had the ball in his hands, but he got to look that in. The big problem is he tried to make yardage yak after the catch. That's what the 90 series passing game allow you to do, but you still got to catch the ball first.
Jordan Brown unable to hang on. Would have been his 12th catch of the season. Had a solid game in that 1-point loss to MTSU, which we'll talk about more as the broadcast goes on. And immediately the Wolfpack will have to punt it away with Bailey Ettridge, top 25 in the country in yards per punt. This one a high booming one. Fair catch called for, and WKU will take over at their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, great catch by the punt returner on that, but you want to keep those pads. You want to keep that ball off the pads. I mean, so they're going to get ready to go.
And now this WKU offense steps in. As we take a look at our starting lineups presented by South Central Bank, it's going to be a bit of a reshuffling up front. We learned just before the game the Hilltoppers without their starting right tackle in this one with Devin Smith. So we'll see who they slot in there. Marshall Jackson, Lawrence Seymour, Elijah Williams, Quincy Jenkins, the other offensive lineman going left to right. Musa Berry, that wide receiver, Terry, coming off a great game against Toledo, was one of the few bright spots for WKU as the Hilltoppers get things started through the air. And what a great hustle play, weaving through for the first down to the 44-yard line is the tight end Noah Myers.
Yeah, I know this is it's probably a South kind of concept, but Meyer right there, he was wide open over middle on that, what they call that tight end shallow cross.
Working quickly. This time it's a screen to the left side into the hands of Berry, who we just mentioned. He gets exactly to midfield, and it's 2nd and 4 there. That's one thing that both Tyson Helton and offensive coordinator Rick Bowie were telling us. There cannot be 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, and I think we kind of expected to see some more of that screen game on first down to help with that run game.
Yes, they're trying to go tempo, try to get them off balance, and they're trying to get the ball in the air as much as possible. But for right now, it's been consistent. You're right, just getting those extended plays out.
And we get another screen pass, this one to the near side for another first down. Jairus Mack reels it in. Charlotte transfer for a wide receiver room that Coach Choate for Nevada spoke very highly of within this WKU offense.
Yeah, just an extended run like that quick pass to Mack. So what Coach Helton likes to lull you to sleep right here, because it's been all quick, and then Nevada comes down a little bit. He's going to look to try to get the ball deep once he goes that many times.
Hutchinson in motion, gets it now, pitches it back. Here comes Mack the other way. McIver out trying to block for him, goes nowhere. Well played that time by Nevada defensively.
Yeah, we call that trickeration, Tyler. You know what I mean? It's too early. It's not Halloween yet. I don't think Nevada went for that one. Great job of keeping contained on that play.
And again, we see what we were talking about, whether it be the screen game, whether it be plays like that. WKU, you just get the feeling coming off of that Toledo game where they just could not get anything going in the ground game. And it's really been a struggle all season long, but just 59 yards on 28 rushes in that one. Feel like they're going to get creative in that facet.
Yes, right now they're putting WKU in a situation to throw the ball.
McIver pumps, now throws near side. It's collected and caught by Matthew Henry. He's knocked out of bounds just short of the sticks. It'll be 3rd and 2 as Henry reels in his first catch of the ball game. Came out with quite the start. Had an incredible season opener for the Hilltoppers. Has been a little quiet since then. 148 yards and a touchdown against Sam Houston. Just 50 yards since then, but has caught a touchdown in every game so far this season.
Yeah, he does a great job with catching the ball with his hands and getting out. They call that the out route on that one, to get the ball out quick. And then now here we come to taste their own medicine. They come and get big personnel because they got to run the ball. They got two downs to get this one.
It's a direct snap, ball going right side. It's enough for the yardage and then some to the 30-yard line. Like you said, WKU came out heavy, and it was George Hart that took the direct snap. The redshirt senior in this crew of running backs where freshman Marvis Parrish is the main guy. But, Terry, you're going to see 4 different running backs get pretty good playing time in this game for WKU.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of guys shifting in and out, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're on the fringe right now of the red zone. They try to take the shot. They're really strong play to the inside receivers or to the tight ends in this situation.
7th-year head coach Tyson Helton said this part of the field is his baby.
Yes.
And he wants to see more touchdowns here. Handoff going up the middle. Goes for a yard. They're going to mark it for maybe a couple feet as Hart gets that one running right side. And that the exact scenario that Tyson Helton said he did not want to see any more of. But this Nevada defense, as we know, Terry, up front, that is their strength, as it was LaBarbera there making the play. Dylan LaBarbera, he has been excellent this season. 26 tackles already, make it 27, and 6 of them for loss.
Yeah, I like LaBarbera in space, though. He's really good with his hands, too. He makes some plays on the outside for Nevada.
2nd and 9. McIver has a man, but overshoots it. Trying to hit Henry between 3 defenders, but all of them had given him a cushion of 5 or 6 feet. And that's a battle that we expected in this game, too, whether or not Nevada would come out and press some with man or drop back in zone.
Yeah, but Henry, I'm thinking that effort, I don't know, he maybe short-armed a little bit. You got to go get that. I think he has more verticals than that. He got the opportunity to get that play because you got to make it for your quarterback. You ain't a wide receiver, you're a wide retriever, so you got to bring that bone back to the quarterback.
That was spoken like a former wide receiver. Regardless, sets up a 3rd and a long 9 here. 2 wide receivers on the right with the tight end. McIver gets the snap. He's looking to that left side. One-on-one. Jump ball. Is it caught? It is, but out of bounds. Ruled incomplete on that far side. Had Barry one-on-one, reeled it in, but did not get anything in bounds.
Yeah, Barry was 101, but I think the cornerback did a great job. Adams did a great job of covering, forced him wide on the outside, though. He got to make sure he keeps 2 yards from the sideline on that. Great job for the defensive back.
Now Nevada, great stand. Anytime that you hold this WKU offense to a field goal, you've gotten the job done. As John Cannon, Maverick McIver gets all the talk about the name, but John Cannon, the kicker, has, I think, one of the best names in college football. He lines this one up from the right hash, and it is no good off to the right side.
Wow. Yeah. Again, they had a lot of penetration. Great job by Nevada on that one. Bringing a lot of penetration on that kick, put a lot of pressure on him, made him force it.
WKU unable to convert as they are stuffed around the 30-yard line. It's 0-0 Nevada, able to keep the Hilltoppers out of the end zone. Can that Wolfpack offense get anything going when we come back? Back with you here at WKU, where the 47-yard field goal from John Cannon, no good off to the right side. His first miss of the season has us still scoreless in this matchup between the Wolfpack and the Hilltoppers. Tyler Eaton, former NFL receiver, kick returner, punt returner, do it all. I think at some point they wouldn't have dared to put him at Waterboy, but he might have volunteered to do it. Terry Obie with me up here in the booth. As Nevada comes back out looking to get anything going offensively, just 1 yard on their first 3 plays. Here a much bigger gainer going to the left side as we see Herschel Turner get his first touch. He breaks through into WKU territory. Terry, it looked like that play was dead, and he somehow bounced it out and got all the way to the WKU 41.
Yeah, Turner got great legs on contact. Is yarded after catch. See, he keeps his feet running, especially on contact, keep churning. And what happens is WKU not wrapping him up. You cannot hit him on the top. You got to hit him about the legs, but great job with him, and he's going to continue to go. On first down, they love to run the football.
That one goes for 30. For the sophomore Turner, transferred in from Utah State and has been an immediate impact player. This time he's got it going right side. Gets some help out with the block, but WKU able to fight through. Had the numbers. It looked like Turner might be able to turn the corner. Unable to, and that only goes for a gain of 3.
Yeah, man, great backside, man, running like that. Great effort. But he almost had his outside to get on that the corner, and he was gone.
Turner started the season with a negative 15-yard performance on 8 carries against number 2 Penn State. In the last 2 games, he's really broken out. He's run it 23 times for 168 yards in a win against Sacramento State and a late loss against MTSU. This one a run going right side. Turner out swapped in as Ramseur. He's up to the 32, and that is just short of the line of gain. It's going to be third and about half a yard here.
Yeah, that was really good, a really good power play. I enjoyed that with Foster, man. He made something happen on that play when you're making plays like that.
So third and half a yard for this Nevada offense, averaging under 15 points per game on the season, coming off a 14-13 home loss to MTSU. Bouncing it outside and getting across for the first down is Ramseur. They go back to him, and that was stuff up the middle, but a really good cut to get outside and get enough for the first down.
Yeah, I'm liking his vision. I mean, popping outside on that. But the big thing is he broke contain, great move, and seeing vision. That was the inside zone, meaning an A-gap between the center and the guard, but he popped out there to make sure he get that wide open.
Yeah, the most impressive thing there is he popped it outside. Brackenridge had it contained for WKU, like you said, and then immediately cut it back right and was able to pick up the first down. Pistol formation here. Man comes into motion. Handoff goes up the middle again. WKU all over it, and this time they're able to hang on and stuff that for no gain as Turner wasn't able to break loose again.
Yeah, Turner was trying to, but what I like about it, the first person cannot stop him. He is moving. Once you hit him, he's still hitting on a run, but great job stepping up on defense by WKU.
6 run plays, 2 pass plays for this Nevada offense, as you would expect against this WKU defense, giving up 211 yards per game on the ground. That's second to last in Conference USA, tied for 126th in the country.
And this is where they're on the fringe here. They like to go to the tight ends and try to get the ball downfield because they haven't at all, or some type of trick play.
Purdy fakes the toss on the reverse, keeps it himself, driving forward to the 25-yard line. Picks up 3, and they'll need 7 here on third down.
Yeah, Purdy looked pretty on that run. Great, that was a design run for the quarterback, and he saw outside, great job on the perimeter with all the linemen, but for some reason, great penetration by WK on defense.
And as you're watching, you may suspect it. Yes, the younger brother of NFL quarterback Brock Purdy. Spent 2 years at Florida State, 2 years at Nebraska, was a 4-star recruit out of high school in Arizona, has really found his place here as a 6th year at Nevada. He's got a 3rd and 7 for the Wolfpack, slings over a screen on the right side. This time Brown reels it in, gets up close to the first down, tripped up, and is 2 yards short. And decision time for Nevada in a game where Coach told us, Terry, possessions are going to be at a premium, and he knows his team is going to need points to win this game.
Yeah, possessions are important, but downtown Brown, great feet on the execution there.
The Wolfpack had gotten to the line quickly to go for it, but WKU takes their first timeout. And we're going to take one as well. Huge play upcoming in this ball game early on. Nevada has pieced it together offensively, doing what they want to do on the ground, but a huge 4th and 1 on the way in a scoreless ball game from WKU.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field. Your story matters.
You're not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game.
Let's continue the conversation.
When you purchase a new Jago home, you've invested in a lifestyle built on comfort and superior craftsmanship. Every new Jago home is energy smart, providing top-tier energy efficiency so your family stays comfortable year-round. Our homes are also protected with a home buyer's warranty and undergoes a thorough inspection for safety, quality, and durability. Proud home builder of WKU Athletics. Discover your dream home at jagohomes.com.
Whether you're traveling for work or leisure, Three Springs Hospitality is your home away from home. Each hotel is unique and offers a variety of different amenities to all types of travelers. Parking and Wi-Fi are always free. Plus, select hotels offer complimentary breakfast. The best part is WKU's campus is 10 minutes away from any of our hotels. So be sure to book your travel in the Fan Zone Travel Center on WKU Athletics website. Book your stay today.
WKU is home for big dreamers, for those who shape the future, who set their sights high, accept challenges, fuel their passions, for those with a desire to create a better tomorrow. You don't come here to prepare for one thing. You come here to prepare for everything. You belong on this hill, where we engage, learn, grow, and celebrate together. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
Back with you, WKU, for a huge 4th and 1 early in this ball game. Chubba Purdy has been running this offense after it went back and forth between he and A.J. Bianco against MTSU last week. He's got 2 wide receivers each way. The Wolfpack need a yard. At the edge of the red zone as a flag comes in. Motion against the Wolfpack.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with the Wolfpack have been doing is putting themselves in bad positions and making mistakes that's very costly. Now you have to kick a field goal instead of going for the ball in that particular down. What a costly mistake.
It does create a situation where for the first time in this position, we get to see who they call the Wolf of Wall Street. Joe McFadden, the 5'9" redshirt senior, 5 for 7 on his kicks this year. They found him kicking on Twitter. He was kicking a football against the RFK Bridge. He was working on Wall Street after his career at UConn was brought short due to an injury.
Yeah, so much stress in Wall Street, you have to kick on the bridge, right?
His 42-yarder is up, and it is through. A new season long for the Wolf of Wall Street. Puts Nevada ahead early. It's been a back-and-forth game, perhaps more defensive-oriented than we would have expected. But if you're Coach Jeff Choate, this has gone exactly to the script that you would have wanted. With just 5 minutes or over 5 minutes left in this opening quarter, it's Nevada 3, WKU 0. Nevada, after the missed WKU field goal, drives 47 yards in 8 plays, had a 4th and 1 opportunity knocking on the door of the red zone. They commit a false start but settle for a 42-yard field goal off the foot of Joe McFadden. And just like that, it's the Wolfpack out in front 3-0 in this non-conference matchup between the home WKU Hilltoppers and the visiting Nevada Wolfpack. Tyler Eaton and Terry Obie with you as sun has started to go down. It's cooled down a bit here in Bowling Green. This ball booted clear into the end zone, and again, I'd say that to Tyson Helton's delight, no worry about a return of any kind. He does not want teams returning against him, and he really, if it's up to him, doesn't want to return any kicks either, as now we get some late action, Terry, and a flag comes in from behind the play. It's down around the WKU 40-yard line.
Yeah, a little aggressive play, but when you have those kickers booming the ball like that, you're already making a business decision, right? They're not going to have any contact. That doesn't make any sense to even go down there and hit somebody. All you're doing is running full speed. There's no need to hit somebody and have a penalty like that. Now you put yourself in a situation, and the field position is different. And looking at Coach Helton, you know they like to throw the ball. In this situation, it's called sudden change. When they get the football early with a penalty, they're going to try to go for the juggler.
Yeah.
And by looking at his video from the past, he likes to do that. And let's see what he's going to do in this play.
Just strange for a Nevada team that under second-year head coach Jeff Choate is very well disciplined. That's one of their strengths. They only average around 4.5 penalties per game this season as WKU gets to take over at their own 40 now. McIver throws it over on the screen. Left side, up to around the 49-yard line that time through that extended pass game that we talked about that really just kind of looks like the run game. And Coach Choate talked about Marvis Parrish, the running back, really said he's just an extra receiver out there for WKU.
Yes, spreading the ball out there, getting the ball out really quick. Now you get this tight formation. Now you have a lot of things to do. You got two safeties deep. Now you got an opportunity to get something down the middle.
Play action, it's dropped off on the right side on the slip, barreling across the 45-yard line is Noah Myers for the Hilltoppers. Already 5 different WKU players with receptions in this game. In all 3 games, at least 9 players have had at least 1 catch. They're going to spread it around, and Obi, as we're seeing now, they're going to speed this thing up.
Already go back as fast as can. I mean, can you go and stay in the middle like we're talking about?
And it's Noah Myers again across the middle down to the 26-yard line. They are leaving him unchecked because of how much fear those receivers put into you, and an adjustment is going to have to be made there because WKU has clearly picked up on it.
Yes, absolutely. You know, with Myers, that's a great pass right there. Great checkoff. You call him tight end over the middle. When you're doing that, cover 2, that seam is wide open there.
6 catches for 43 yards coming into this game on the season. Already 3 for 37 in this ball game for WKU, and the Hilltoppers already at the 26-yard line. McIver drops it off right side. It's Parrish. Tries to make a man miss, gets around 1 around the 25-yard line, and this is about exactly what happened on WKU's first drive. It was this part of the field, Terry, where they had the first down, were really moving, and then only got 1 on first down, and that's where things stalled.
Yeah, I mean, they're very aggressive, getting the ball out really quick. But I give credit to those linebackers coming up and making things happen, and those safeties. When you have that was Kenyon, right? Coming up there making plays out there.
Second catch for Marvis Parrish, who for all those good wide receivers out of the running back spot leads this team in catches with 16 now on the season. That one only picks up 1 at 2nd and 9.
Now you got one-on-one with tight ends again. I wonder what they're going to do, some trickeration.
Parrish gets it moving right to left, slashes down to between the 22 and 23-yard line. Line of gain is 16, though. 3rd and medium here for WKU, and a very interesting spot for the Hilltoppers after the missed kick. Coach Tyson Helton gambled a couple of 4th down tries, no good a couple weeks ago in that loss to Toledo. Will be fascinating to see how the Hilltoppers play this here.
Yeah, get the ball out quick, but even on that previous play, I was excited about that linebacker on the mic on Nevada. Stone Combs is making some plays. But right now, you just got to get over the middle. Like, hook over the middle is really good.
Goes on the right side, and it's dropped. They were setting the screen up to Katie Hutchinson, and he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, Hutchinson, you got to make sure you catch that ball and see that in. Because he was trying to take it, his last name is Hutchinson. He wanted to take it to the Hutchinson where we here right now. He thought he saw green grass ahead of him, and he was looking. He wanted to bump his head on a goal post and forgot about the football.
It was there. It would have basically come down to a one-on-one. Bishop Turner, the safety, was there waiting for him, but instead it's dropped, and WKU will attempt another field goal, this one from exactly 40 yards out from John Cannon. Just missed his first of the season from the right side here from the left hash. It's up, and it's good. We're all tied up at 3. WKU The key all week was converting on these drives, getting touchdowns and not having to settle. 2 trips down, 2 field goal attempts. They knocked through the second, but again, you've got to assume if you're Nevada, absolutely thrilled with the result of that drive.
Yeah, I mean, both sides right now, this is a heavyweight fight. They're going back and forth on it, and they're trying. No one is really budging. They're giving up a little bit, but they're not really budging. 3-3 score. This is such an important game, like you said earlier, Tyler, that they both know what's on the line.
Yeah, and head coach Jeff Choate, his second year as a head coach here at Nevada, but he's been around for a long time. It was a co-defensive coordinator at Texas from 2021 to 23. Before that was the head coach at Montana State, had a very good run there. Has been at Washington, was at Boise State during the heyday with Kellen Moore and that crew that was basically winning every game or only dropping 1 or 2 a season in the late 2000s. He's come in here, he said, look, I know that I'm a bit of an old school guy, but I just want my team to play tough and play physical, and if we do that, we're going to have a chance to win every single football game, and so far, that's exactly what we've seen.
Exactly. Now you got this guy, Cassidy. There's no way you return it. I don't know if anybody can return it on him. His legs are so strong.
I don't know how many teams you see out there that does what Tyson Helton does. Well, he'll bring in specialists specifically for these kickoffs.
Yeah, he got people from everywhere, all over the world, Australia, right, Canada, different places. But great. I mean, it's going to be very interesting what Nevada comes out here and do. They're establishing a run. They're running the football. They shouldn't change what they do. Add an extra tight end and just pound the ball outside zone, keep these possessions going, so they can take control of this football game. 7
carries as a team for 45 yards already in this game, 34 of those from the star back Turner. He gets it running left this time, tries to bounce, and it is chopped down. The Hilltoppers brought the house, and the gamble paid off. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, great play out there, making some things happen. But I'm excited about Dave Hurd. Dave Hurd right there made sure he had contained, missed blocking, and came up there and made a play on that. Great eyes in the backfield. He didn't get caught downfield. He knew exactly what was happening. Dave Hurd, number 17.
That was one thing that, as we were talking to co-defensive coordinator Davis Merritt ahead of this game, the Hilltoppers racked up tackles for loss like nobody's business for the first 2 games. Only had 1 in that game against Toledo, and he said that's certainly a number that he wanted to see change. They do so here in its 2nd and 11. This time Purdy keeps. He's in trouble, escapes outside, knocked out of bounds around the 27-yard line.
Yeah, I like that. That was a great play against Purdy. That was Malone, stayed home Malone. He didn't get food on that. And that was a great play by only 4 yards. And if you put Nevada in this situation, they make a lot of mistakes. They're consistent. They're not as consistent. They're only like 30% of the time when it's 3rd and 6 or more.
31% overall on 3rd downs. That's tied for 121st in the country. Purdy's got 2 wide receivers each way, with Turner to his left. Takes the snap. Looking right, fires underneath. It's caught by Jet Carpenter. And I think you're right that from the area that came in, either it was an extracurricular with a shove or there's going to be a roughing call here.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, offense number 2. The penalty is half the distance to the goal, remains 3rd down.
And Tyson Helton still chatting with the official. He wants to decline it.
Yeah,
they're going to overturn that, so Nevada will punt it away. Yeah, it came into the spot where it was tough to tell what the call was, and there it is.
Oh, I don't know about that one because they were both engaged. I mean, he just hit him, tried to hit him up, but he went down.
Yeah,
so
usually
I'm not sure
you'll
about
see those calls happen. A lot of the time you're already engaged with someone and someone else comes in and makes that block. But the call goes against Nevada. Again, it's the penalties. That one doesn't really take away anything because, again, the play still results in a 4th down, but not what you would expect from this Wolfpack team, as they'll have to punt it away on 4th and 4.
Yeah, this is an unusual formation for the punt. That looks like that's returnable.
This one, a low line drive, rolls down inside the 30, across the 20, and that's the penalty you pay. It's the Tyson Helton philosophy. If you don't want anybody to touch that football, if they don't have to on those punts, that one got about 20 yards of roll down inside the WKU 20.
Hey, man, Tyler, I know you play golf. That looked like your that 3-iron, that knockdown 3-iron that you usually
That looked for me like a hard swing with the putter, I'll be honest.
Wow.
And it pins WKU at the 13, and that's one stat that you'll always hear about with punters is those punts down inside the 20. So for Bailey Ettridge, you can make it 6 now on the season. He could still add it to his total. Doesn't matter how you get there. But the Hilltoppers will take over with 87 yards to go in a 3-3 ball game late here in the first quarter. McIver, 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 left. Now brings a man in motion. It's a handoff going left side, bouncing it outside. And getting across the first down marker near the 25-yard line is George Hart.
Yeah, I like that play. You know, it wasn't a diamond. It wasn't a spade. They called the heart on that one. He has a lot of heart down the field and stumbling, grumbling, physical, making plays down. He's more of the physical running back for WKU.
He's a gritty player. Started as a walk-on at Arizona State. Earned his spot there. Was a scholarship player there for 3 years in his second season at WKU. A part of that big running back room that the Hilltoppers are looking to lean on a bit more early on. It's been a physical game both ways. 3-3, nothing doing after one. Perhaps the offense will tick up a bit if WKU has their way come the second quarter. WKU coming off their first scoring drive of the game. Nevada turns it right back to the Hilltoppers, who are looking to build on this last drive, Terry Obie, and finish with a touchdown instead of a field goal, as they've really been working in this one, the running backs and the tight ends.
Yeah, it looked like Myers and they got them both going, and Parrish they got him open in like 24 hours. Like Myers is open, I think he's open all day, and they're looking at the tight ends to make plays all game.
Hilltoppers take over this time at their own 26-yard line. All square at 3. Tyler Eaton and Terry Obie with you from Bowling Green. Pitch out to the right side. It's Hart, bounces across the 30, 35. He's up to the 40, first down and then some, and pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line for a gain of 16.
Yeah, very impressive on that, making plays on the outside. You know what? Marshall Jackson is a highly recruited offensive lineman, and he made that happen on that. So when they go wide open like this, is they try to run MacGyver on this situation. Look like a pass and kind of quarterback run.
He's going to throw here. He's looking across the middle, has a man, but it's picked off. He was fooled by the coverage and snooping in to get it. What a play, dropping down and making the play on that football, Terry Obie.
Yeah, great. I mean, fooled him on that. It looked like cover 2, but that was cover 2 man.
And it was the linebacker, E.J. Smith, that dropped back. Great play, great instincts. It's the second interception of the season for Smith. It's the third for Nevada as a team. They've gotten 2 from Smith out of the linebacker position, and the other a pick 6 from Maldonado, Jonathan Maldonado, a defensive end.
Yeah, they did the same thing. Toledo did the same thing with cover 2, but they went cover 2 man where the linebackers are underneath. And MacGyver did not see that.
Just the second interception of the season for Maverick MacGyver. Sets Nevada up with prime position at the WKU 43. Pitch over to the left side. Shoved out of bounds is Herschel Turner. Gets a couple on first down. What a momentum swing in this ball game, as it seemed like that WKU offense averaging nearly 40 points per game was picking up steam, and now Nevada can settle back in with their run game and play a little keep away.
Yeah, outside zone there with, but Holloman made a great tackle on the outside and making that play for WKU. And I'm surprised that Nevada hasn't taken a shot yet.
No, just 4 pass attempts in this game. Now Purdy's completed 3, but for only 10 yards. They've kept everything short, perhaps looking deep here. He is down the right side. One-on-one, jump ball, nearly picked off, and a flag comes in. I'm interested to see, Terry, if that's going to be offensive pass interference or if it's going to go against the defense in this spot, as Brown was down there one-on-one. And it was very nearly picked off by Javen Mack.
No, it looked like pass. He didn't.
Pass interference.
For the ball. That's
defense number 12.
Frustrating to see that.
15-yard penalty.
He made a good
automatic first down.
Let's get another look at this one. It looked like I was with you that Mack just swooped in and made a play on it. If anything, to me, it looks like it might have been Brown that had the hand on. Tough call. You go from potential interception to instead pass interference called, and now Nevada finds themselves down at the WKU 26-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Helton is hot on that one because the defensive back was right there. He turned around for the football. He has every right to go to the football just like the receiver does.
It's been a big problem for WKU this season, these big penalties, 6 per game. That's about middle of the country, but near the bottom of the country with how many yards they give up on penalties, as this one's kept right side by Purdy, and he's chopped down near the line of scrimmage. And after that call, you get some emotion out of that defensive backfield from Jalen Lewis, the Arkansas and Temple star.
Yeah, I'm glad he came up there and made that play. Lewis was in charge of contain. He did not let anybody get outside of him. What a great play by keeping everything inside.
Originally from Brownsville, Tennessee, a 3-star recruit after those stops, makes his way here to WKU, picked off a pass in the opener against Sam Houston. And his Hilltopper defense now faces a 2nd and 9 against this Nevada offense knocking on the door again. Purdy takes the snap. This time it is a handoff going right side, bouncing down to the 21-yard line is Herschel Turner again. It's been a healthy dose of Turner early on.
Yeah, it was Turner on that one, but those offensive linemen, Foster was just grading people downfield and making plays. So Jack Foster's making some things happen on that offensive line.
That run goes for 5 for Turner. He's up to 41 yards on 6 carries. And the Wolfpack face a 3rd and 4. As we mentioned earlier, this is not a team built for 3rd downs, just 31% on the season. But here a much more manageable spot for that West Coast passing game that keeps a lot short.
Absolutely.
Turner goes into motion. It's a keeper. Purdy gets outside, tries to cut it back in. He's chopped down short of the 17-yard line. Needed to get to the 16 for the first down. And that time you see Mack make up for that defensive pass interference call one-on-one.
On that time, he was a small guy, but he came through like a Mack truck on that one. He made something. he said, there's no way you're going to get that first down. He came there very physical on that play.
And once again, it looks like we'll see Nevada on a 4th and 1 deep in WKU territory keep the offense out on the field. Last time it was the false start by the receiver, Jordan Brown, that forced them to take the field goal. Here, full house pistol formation. They get the snap off with no penalty, run left side, and it's a first down as Nevada keeps the drive alive. That front is doing a great job paving the way for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, plowing through. That was the old full house option formation.
Coach Choate told us he's a bit old school when it comes to every facet of the game, as it's Dominic Kelly, the freshman back, who gets the carry and picks up 4 to move the chains down to the 13-yard line for a Nevada offense that in the red zone is 5 for 8 overall, but only 2 touchdowns in those 8 trips.
Yeah, they're going to try to run this football and then eventually try to get the ball out. But see, this is where they make a lot of mistakes here.
False start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
It's Foster, he was just talking about, the jumps on the left side after the motion make it 1st and 15. Coach Choate had said during his press availability earlier this week there was an instance in that MTSU game where Nevada got down around the red zone, threw an interception in the middle of the field, and he said, guys, I can tell you one thing, we will not throw another pass in the middle of the field in the red zone. It'll be a throw outside, or we're going to run this football. And with Purdy in there, it's been Purdy the whole way. No Bianco so far.
And
you got to assume they're going to keep it on the ground.
And he's sticking it to it. You're definitely getting it out there. Quick passes.
Screen game left side. They use the versatile tight end in Carpenter, but it goes nowhere. Chopped down at the 19-yard line. That's another loss, this time of 1.
So, yeah, this put them in a tough situation. When they're anything over 7, 8 yards, it makes it tough for them. So this is when they like to go to their screen game or get the tight ends involved, Tyler.
Make it 2nd and 16. On the other side, WKU, they've given up scores on all but one of the red zone trips that they faced. 8 times down, 7 scores, 4 touchdowns allowed. Empty formation this time for Purdy. Bellon in the slot. He's been quiet so far, settles in underneath. Instead, it goes on the right side, and it's caught. Brown lost the football. WKU up with it. They're going to rule it a catch and a fumble, and the Hilltoppers get the turnover.
Wow. And you know what? That's how you break up a pass. That's how you change momentum. Catch the ball with his hands. He looking to him. And what happened, what a great separation on there. Grabbing for the football. When you make plays like that, you can change the momentum for an entire game.
It was Brackenridge that came in to force it for WKU. Jalen Lewis recovers, and WKU escapes with the forced turnover. Both teams just doing whatever they can to not score in this ball game. Add it all up, and it's still 3-3 in this one with under 10 minutes left before we get to halftime. WKU will take over and try to get that high-powered offense going.
Hilltopper fans, show the world you're a Hilltopper and take the Big Red Spirit wherever you go with the official WKU Athletics debit card. Available only at South Central Bank. South Central Bank is proud to support Western Kentucky University and be the exclusive provider of the official WKU Athletics debit card. Stop by any location and ask about yours today. South Central Bank, the official debit card provider for WKU Athletics. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Houchins Insurance Group is an insurance broker that focuses specifically on commercial insurance, but we represent all areas of insurance.
If you go down our hallway, you'll see all of our nameplates, and our job titles are listed as owner. And that is truly the foundation of our culture, and I think that's what our customers experience every day through our products and services.
We are superior in service and quality. We've got to provide the best resources for our clients day in, day out.
Cyrus Mack, and he wasn't able to hold on, make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he was trying to get the ball so he can get some yardage after the catch. They're getting the ball off very quickly, but great zone, great coverage on that play.
And the big thing that Nevada has done in this ball game, just 3 catches for the Hilltopper receivers, 5 between the tight ends and running backs. The handoff this time going left side. Not much room to operate with, getting down to the 12-yard line is Parrish. And it'll be 3rd and long for WKU.
Yes, when you come down like that, he's making some plays on the outside. You got that defense that's outside corner, Logan making some plays.
That was Najee Logan making the stop, 6'3", 228, 6th year. Spent a year at Indiana, 4 at UMass. Forces a 3rd and long for WKU. McIver steps up, surrounded in the backfield. He's wrapped up and thrown down around the 5.
Yeah, that was way too much time. I mean, you got to get that ball out. That edge rush is devastating out there. We talked about that earlier, how they get around the corner, great penetration, and McIver had nowhere to go on that. I mean, nowhere to go on that.
It was big Nelson Rapati making the play, 6'3", 291 senior in his 2nd year at Nevada, originally from San Francisco. 2nd sack of the season for him. And now Maynard, the nation's leader in punting yardage, has to punt from the back of his own end zone. That one not his greatest work because there's not much room to operate with. And Nevada, even after the turnover, picks up a quick 3 and out, and they'll take over again on the WKU side of the field. Still all tied up at 3 apiece in this matchup between the Hilltoppers and the Wolfpack. Something's got to give. Still all tied up at 3 in this matchup between WKU and Nevada. The Wolfpack coming off a home 14-13 loss to MTSU, where they started A.J. Bianco at quarterback. The redshirt junior brought their star Chubba Purdy off the bench. Coach Choate called him a bit of a sixth man like Kevin McHale. But today, Terry, it has been all Purdy so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm him, he's doing a great job with that, keeping Purdy in there, because you want a tight game. They're running the football, and he's doing a great job of not having turnovers and just having possession. So I would stick with the run game, with the running quarterback.
He is looking to throw this time, drops it off underneath. It's caught. Again, we see Jet Carpenter. They have had him heavily involved in this offense so far. Already 3 catches, not a lot of yardage, but Coach Choate was raving about these tight ends. Really said his 2 tight ends between Carpenter and Jace Henry might just be their 2 best offensive players overall.
Yeah, at that time Purdy was on a on the outside to Carpenter like on a check down on that one because it was a blitz by WKU.
2 wide receivers on the right side. They've got the tight end stacked on the left. Now Carpenter comes into motion. Purdy claps, gets the snap, fakes the toss. They've got 1 wide receiver across the middle distracting, and Carpenter leaks out. He's down inside the 10. They're going to say step down at the 5, or it would have been 6. Drew that one up perfectly. They brought 1 wide receiver across the middle to get all the attention, and Carpenter leaked out wide open, Terry.
Yeah, that's that West Coast. You know, you fake the throw, and you put the tight end on like the double move. That looked like a, you know, like they call it a double bubble, meaning you fake the bubble screen and you send the tight end deep. Great call, great play at that situation. Now just pound the football and run power. Try to get that ball in with these 2 tight ends now, 12 personnel.
They'll officially mark it down at the 6-yard line. Purdy takes the snap, hands it off. Nope, keeps it right side through. Fooled me, fooled you, fooled the defense, and he scores a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, a great play with a keeper on that because they was looking for power. Quarterback keep on that. Read a zone. That was a zone read by Purdy. What a great decision on that. He saw the end travel in, collapse down. He knew the outside was wide open.
2nd touchdown on the ground of the season for Chubba Purdy, and just like that, Nevada in front 9-3 with the extra point pending.
Yeah, they played a physical brand of football on that drive.
Snap is good, hold is clean, and the kick is through. 10-3, Nevada able to take advantage of the good field position. They run the big wheel play, and then it's Purdy who keeps it himself for 6.
Yeah, I mean, because they're running power. All of a sudden, he just pulled it out of there, though. So that was definitely a read option on that.
How will WKU respond? We'll find out together after this.
Attention Hilltoppers, Cheetah Clean Auto Wash is proud to support you with 7 convenient locations throughout Bowling Green and Glasgow. And now, we're offering a complete touchless wash at 763 Baker Fields Way. Detailing services at 2270 Scottsville Road and a 10-minute interior cleaning at our flagship location on Cave Mill Road in Bowling Green. Get unlimited access to any Cheetah Clean location for just $34.99 per month. Plus, free roadside assistance with all plans. Come see why the tops love Cheetah Clean today.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, Coach Prater, for always supporting me.
Thank you, Chestnut Ridge Middle School, for always teaching me to stay curious.
Thank you, Mrs. Love out of Trent Test Academy.
Thank you, Miss Cross, for everything, letting me be myself.
Thank you, Miss Young, for all the life lessons you gave me.
Thank you, Mrs. Hurdlove.
Thank you, Sean Witten, for everything you've done for me.
Thank you, teachers. You're appreciated.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day is game day for teachers.
Blue Moon Sanitation provides clean, friendly, and dependable sanitation services at a competitive rate. We proudly offer the newest inventory in units and trailers in the area. For job sites, small and large, we keep in stock multiple portable toilets and roll-off open-top dumpsters and compactors. Blue Moon also provides residential garbage services in Warren and Allen counties. We want your stinking business. Go to BlueMoonSoki.com to learn more about ours. Blue Moon Sanitation, the official porta potty of WKU.
Weekdays are a grind. Traffic, overflowing inbox, missed calls. Your weekdays deserve better. And this October, Conference USA is bringing better straight to your living room. Weekday CUSA is back. Conference USA is here to make your weekdays fun again. Enter a world of college football bliss. Treat yourself to touchdowns, turnovers, and the thrills that come with weekday CUSA football. CUSA is the star of the show weeknights all October long. Don't miss 1 second of the action.
After their win against Sacramento State, Coach Jeff Choate said he wanted to take some of the weight off the shoulders of his quarterback, Chubba Purdy, going into that MTSU game. And 1 game removed since that loss, he has taken this offense over again, Terry. It has been all him through the air, on the ground, and he finished this drive with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, excellent call, excellent play by him. He's the quarterback out there, and Purdy made the right decision on that. He was going power, but that was a check with me to see what he's trying to do. And he saw the end crash, and outside there was no contain.
Chubba, as you could probably guess, not his given name, legally named Preston. Terry, I'll leave it to you. Do you want to guess why they call him Chubba?
Why?
Apparently, he wasn't just a huge baby. According to lore, and by that I mean according to Chubba Purdy, he was 38 pounds on his first birthday, and so his dad Sean said, you know what, you're Chubba now. We're just going by that.
Absolutely, man. That must have been tough on his parents. So he was a toddler coming out. I mean,
I'm going to guess
pounds?
older brother Brock was a little bit lighter.
Wow.
WKU takes over, trailing now by a touchdown. McIver takes the snap. It's a handoff to start the drive, and it goes for a yard as George Hart was able to wiggle through. Not much space to work with. They'll give him 2.
Pretty good block on the perimeter by the ends on there pulling on that. That was a couple of the guards pulling on that, but you still got to get the football field down. And what they're doing is they're mixing up. They're doing a great job of getting the ball mixed up. But stay with the tight end.
And they are mixing up this Nevada defense with those seam routes so far from the tight end Myers. He is just feasting in this first half for WKU. His 4th catch already, and he's over 50 yards receiving as the Hilltoppers work quickly with another first down. McIver keeps, throws, left side, diving effort. It's caught. Low sweeping catch from Musa Berry for another first down.
Yeah, I'm liking his quick offense. I mean, it's a quick passing slant. You fake the run, get the ball. He went down low and grabbed that worm burner. Go down there with his hands and make a play, big guy.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Run goes left, and it is again just walled off by that Nevada front.
Yeah, stuffed. I mean, that was stuffed in the middle. I mean, those guys are pure power down there.
Hart had some success early. Now 6 carries for 37 yards in this one. Interesting to see how much they're using him in that run game compared to Parrish, who has really been the feature back for the most part. The freshman, 93 yards on the ground coming into this game. Hart just 64 on 17 carries. But he's still in as McIver rolls right. Pumps once. He's going deep. Throws it into double coverage, and it's knocked down.
Oh, man. I mean, he threw that ball to try to get it deep, but he had opportunity to run that football to get at least 8-9 yards on that. But I can see what he's trying to do. McIver's trying to be, remember like that old show McIver, he's trying to trick out of his bag, you know, try to make something happen. The old show we used to have, and McIver would get out of anything.
Well, he'll flash that Maverick in him too. He's going to take his shots and clearly has some trust built up with Musa Berry after that 3 catch for 110-yard performance, albeit in the loss, 45-21 on the road to Toledo. WKU trailed that game 45-7 in the 3rd quarter, and they were down 14-0 just a couple minutes in with 2 turnovers in their first 5 plays.
Interesting blitz is here.
McIver wrapped up and thrown down in the backfield. Another big play as Nevada is able to break through, get the sack, and bring a WKU drive to an end. This time, it's LaBarbera. He has been everywhere this season, his 3rd sack of the year.
LaBarbera was, man, he was a barbaric on that one, making plays, coming off the edge, using his hands. Great call, great play. They are very physical at the point of the attack and giving WKU offensive line some problems, havoc right now.
He's had multiple tackles for loss in every game so far this season, amongst the top 10 in the country in that department. Maynard, a high punt, will bounce just short of the end zone and then go in for a touchback. That was one thing that Coach Helton mentioned. It's a very minor detail, but he wanted to see some more of those opportunities to pin teams inside the 20. Just 4 for 15. Maynard is in that department. Now, granted, it's because he's got such a big leg that you don't see it happen too often, but now Nevada's defense, again, able to find a way to stall out WKU, and it seemed like they were piecing things together offensively. 2 quick first downs through the air, and then you hold them down, force the punt, and get the ball back to your offense with a 7-point lead.
Yes, Coach Tyson is looking at his plays and looking what's going on, but Nevada has a great game plan, more of a bend, don't break, and they are definitely making sure they get the best out of their opportunities.
They're going to keep it on the ground to start this drive. Handoff goes outside as Turner is chased down and thrown down.
Fowler making plays on that one. He came up there physically, and that's what you got to do with this guy. If you're going to tackle him, you got to make sure you come up hard. You can't come up scared and slow against that running back.
And their scheme really puts pressure on your corners like Flowers to come up and make some plays. The redshirt senior had 10 tackles on the season coming into this game. He's not afraid of the contact.
No, he said, no, I want my Flowers now. I don't want to wait later.
2 wide receivers set here. Got to keep your eyes on the tight end. Boy, what a game it's been for Jet Carpenter so far. 4 catches for 42 yards and set up that last touchdown. Bellin in motion. Surprised we haven't seen much from him yet. And we speak it into existence as he catches the out route. Was nearly deflected. Diving effort from Harrod to no avail.
Wow. He was really close to making that play, but great job by the receiver coming back to the football on that. If he didn't do that, that would have been an interception. Great hands on that.
First catch for Marcus Ballin, who's been around for a long time. Redshirt senior, spent a couple of years at UTEP, so familiar with WKU, at least in the conference, but didn't play in any of the games between the two teams. Over 800 career receiving yards, has been one of their top targets this season with 11 catches for 158 yards. Leading the team coming into this ball game. That one set up a 3rd and 2. Back to the ground game, it's Turner. He bursts through across the 35-40, still carrying defenders up near the 45-yard line. They needed 2. Boy, almost got 20.
Wow, I mean, they blew the whole right side of that line of scrimmage when Grabowski just blowing people, number 54, on that play, making things happen. Then the running back, if you just give him a little space, and there he goes.
7 starts last year on the line for Grabowski as he's really settled into his spot on the right side of that line.
Herschel Turner looking like Herschel Walker out there running that football.
I was waiting for you to say it. I wasn't going to steal your thunder because I knew it would come. That one goes for 17, and it's 1st and 10, Nevada at their own 45-yard line. They go back to the ground game. That one's stuffed for maybe half a yard.
I mean, I like that defensive line play. They're going to have to be physical up there. Looked like it was at Harrison.
We talked about the possibility of whether we'd see some more Robbie Harrison in this game. 6'4", 320, can really plug the middle. It's been a season at Arizona State, couple at Indiana. Very talented player, but he and his Hilltoppers on their heels now as we have hit the 2-minute break. Nevada driving again, leading it by a touchdown late in this first half for Bowling Green. Two minutes exactly left in this first half from WKU, where Nevada leads it 10-3 over the Hilltoppers. Tyler Eaton and Terry Obie joining you. Nevada has enforced their will in the ground game in this one. 88 yards on the ground. They've got about 70 through the air, and an efficient performance from Chubba Purdy, Terry. 8 for 9, as they've been able to use that short route and that big run game to open some things up underneath. As here we get a quick run, and WKU just as quickly will take a timeout to conserve some of this clock ahead of a 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, this offensive line is very physical. I mean, they are making some plays. When you got that when you got that running back, Herschel, behind them,
yeah,
it's unbelievable, but they're very physical up front.
Herschel Turner, we had keyed in on him, the running back, sophomore Utah State transfer who had 405 yards and 4 touchdowns as a freshman last year. 9 carries, 60 yards, averaging just under 7 per carry. We knew the run game was going to decide this game really on both sides, and Terry, that's been the case. 90 yards on the ground in this one for Nevada. They're averaging as a team around 5 yards per carry. WKU told us the big thing. We want our average yards per carry offensively up just 2.5 for the Hilltoppers in this game, and that's been the story.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're playing their game right now. They're controlling the football and running the ball as much as possible. Even in the spread situation, he could easily have a quarterback draw here.
Purdy takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Jukes both ways, wrapped up, and he's down at midfield. A horde of Hilltoppers wrapped that one up. The first one to get there, I think, was Brackenridge, who, boy, what a first half he's had.
Yeah, Brackenridge is making sure. See, that was a design delay run on that one. Brackenridge, great get off the tackle, right? Get off the block, making some physical plays out there, and get your team back in the game and some momentum.
Anthony Brackenridge, the senior in his 4th year at WKU, rare today, especially at schools like WKU, that you get to say a player is in their 4th or 5th year, and it is a player that contributes, playing in his 39th career game. 8 tackles, a couple for loss on the season coming into this one. Forced the huge fumble down around the 10-yard line to keep Nevada out of the end zone in what was, before their eventual touchdown, their best scoring threat.
Now
He's
they're in
got
the
4
situation to
tackles
punt now. What a great stop. What a great play there. Now on safe punt.
And this one booted short. Fair catch called for and brought in around the 16-yard line, and that's where WKU will take over with 1:41 left in this opening half. I don't think time too much of a concern with how fast these Hilltoppers operate.
And you talking about fast. We're here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Isn't that the place of the Corvette? Don't they call that fast offense, the little red Corvette? I want to see what they can do. Can they rev it up fast enough to score with 1:41 left?
An offense averaging 39 points per game. That's best in Conference USA with just 3. And they had 7 through 3 quarters against Toledo before their bye week a couple of weeks ago.
And I'm liking what they're doing. Nevada's going to press coverage, so you're going to have to win.
McIver tested on the far side. It was initially caught, and then it's through the hands and dropped. Went one-on-one on that far side with Matthew Henry, who more often than not wins those battles. That time couldn't hang on, was well defended as he took a hit from behind.
Yeah, what he did, you got to attack the football with your hands. He tried to catch the ball, and the pads will do you injustice. You got to use your hands and go grab it.
Bobbled it at first and nearly had another chance to get it until Edward Rambo came in and knocked it away. Make it 2nd and 10. McIver.
Screen.
Looked for the check down, doesn't have it. Instead goes across the middle, and another big hit comes in from behind, and another pass falls incomplete.
And I'm very impressed right now with the defense. They're starting to understand that. A.J. Odoms is making some plays right now.
Odoms has been in this conference as well, a couple of years at UTEP, a couple at New Mexico. He's had at least 4 tackles in every game. Very physical player over there at corner. This is a secondary at large that racks up a lot of tackles, and now with a couple breakups, it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like they're going to bring pressure too.
WKU tried to counter it with the screen, but that pass knocked down, and the play is dead. And how about the stand from Nevada, not just to force the 3 and out, but with the incompletions, they give their offense some time to work with.
I mean, they did they knew exactly, that was film study on that. I mean, I'm impressed with these defensive linemen are keeping their hands up on that, making things happen for the Wolfpack. Maldonado, number 9.
Jonathan Maldonado, 4th year at Nevada. Same thing can be said with the Wolfpack when you get one of those 4-year players. He's been a wrecking ball on that opposite side from LaBarbera. Maynard boots this one. Fair catch called for and taken in around the 34-yard line. Going to be plenty of time for Nevada to work with all their timeouts. And 1:17 left in this opening half, trying to add to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing everything they could do right now. They're playing their football game, and they're possessing the ball. The offensive lineman is protecting, and they're physical up front, and Purdy is not making mistakes, and that's really the big key right now. He's been consistent and threw the football pretty well.
161 total yards for the Wolfpack, just 125 for WKU. And really, it's been Nevada that's made the mistakes to cost themselves as well. Left side run, breaks through across the 45, past midfield, barreling into WKU territory. They keep going back and forth between the backs with Turner, and that time it's Ramsour. And it's hard to defend both of them.
Man, that right side, Grabowski, I mean, he just like blew everybody on the right side away. Making plays on that right side. I would continue to stay with that.
Ball thrown left side. It's batted up into the air, and it falls incomplete. Vincent Sneed was the one to get his hand on it and was sure to let everybody know about it.
And Vincent Sneed, I mean, if he would have looked for the football, he could have caught it. I mean, it was in the air long enough, but he was celebrating. So, you know what? You know who we haven't heard from tonight? Machiavelli.
Yeah.
Right? He's got to make some plays. Old former Wolfpack player, and he's been silent tonight on defense.
Machiavelli Malatumau, the senior who spent 2 years at Nevada, 9 tackles on the season coming into this game. Coach Choate said he's probably their best defensive player up front.
Looked like they got him a hold
Purdy's
there.
in trouble, but gets away. Flags come in the defensive backfield. Purdy takes a hit as he slides, and there comes another one in.
Oh, wow.
And Purdy is still down. He took a shot. Had scrambled across the 40. As it stood, would have been about 5 yards short of a first down. We've got 3 flags that realistically could be for 3 different penalties. But that last one, the most notable, is Purdy took a hit trying to slide down to the ground. And we talked earlier, Terry, we hadn't seen any of A.J. Bianco in this ball game, and immediately he jumps up and starts warming up.
Yeah, he's got a, man, that was a tough hit he took. He's a tough guy. He's coming up right now. I'm glad he bounced up, but what a shot that he took on the way down. But what's difficult that he was sliding down. I mean, you couldn't stop your momentum on that play.
They'll check him, I'm sure, for concussion protocol, but if it's up to Purdy, he's going to jump right back into that ball game. It's tough to tell. We couldn't fully see the bang-bang where that hit took place. And now we'll find out what all these flags are.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, defense number 1, 10-yard penalty. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness with targeting. That play is under review.
So they're going to review the potential targeting against WKU, as the first flag that came in was the holding against the Hilltoppers as well. So a double whammy and could turn into a triple with the targeting.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about targeting there. He did
We'll
hit
see.
him from the back, and it didn't look like he was going at his head. He was coming from the side.
I think the big thing that they're going to look at there is going to be the leading with the crown there. I think it's tough to argue against that being the case. It was Dylan Flowers we talked about at the corner. He's not afraid of contact and coming in and trying to make some of those plays. The point of contact might end up saving him in that spot because it wasn't directly helmet to helmet, but I do think, Terry, as we looked back at it, that he led with that helmet, and I think that's why this review is taking place.
That's really, I wonder how you would make that tackle otherwise than that. I mean, it's difficult to do when he was sliding down on that. That makes it very difficult, but you're correct with that. It looks that way, but I don't know how you can avoid that.
Well, I know it's so tough, too. When you look back at your playing days, that was just a hit. I don't know if there'd be any penalty.
Oh, man, they could hit us.
And see, there we also factor in the launch of it. The launch and the helmet crown. We'll see if they had the disqualification on or not. We're going to find out.
It's important if he uses hands first or the helmet.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. Please reset the game clock to 51 seconds.
So no foul for targeting. Flowers is going to stay in the ball game. I really think they're the saving grace where the contact took place. If that ended up being a helmet to helmet, I think that would have been up being the call. But
yeah, because he was running and then it was hard for him to slow down because he decided to go down. There was no way. Yeah, and then he led with his shoulders.
Yeah.
He didn't lead with a helmet.
I think he was able to move the shoulder in there and make that contact. But regardless, stack up the penalties, Terry. And the review for the targeting didn't have anything to do with overturning the penalty. That was about whether or not he was going to stay in the ball game. Flowers does, but Nevada moves all the way up to the WKU 15-yard line with 51 seconds left in this half as A.J. Bianco, the backup quarterback who started last week, will stand in. And there's going to be some discussion here as Coach Jeff Choate is out from the sideline.
And really, he's the better quarterback, too. He's a passing quarterback. He's a thrower, so it's advantageous for him because he was 13 for 23 with 106 yards completion, so yards. So it's really good. A.J. Bianca is coming in right now.
1 touchdown, 1 interception on the season. Through that touchdown in the opening loss against Penn State. He's got one wide receiver right, two left. Turner the back to his left tip.
And they've been going to their tight ends a lot.
They're just going to keep it with Turner up the middle, slices down to the 10-yard line, and Nevada will quickly take a timeout. And I think just like that, Chubba Purdy is going to try to come back into this ball game. He's the first one to meet his offense with the huddle.
Yeah, I'm liking this right now. That offensive line is very physical, and if they look at it, they've been going two tight ends. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring another tight end to make a matchup for WKU to kind of fit on that other big guy.
That was the big conversation that we were having coming into this game, and it wasn't just us. Obviously, on the WKU side, Davis Merritt repeatedly said, hey, guys, there's one key to this game, and it is stop the run. That's the key. That's the entire thing that we're trying to do in this game. But it's a WKU front that is built more for Conference USA-style opponents, and when you bring in a physical, run 70% of the time team like this Nevada team, it's a real change of styles, and it's tough to defend. Speaking of tough, it looks like Chubba Purdy's right back in there with a split backfield.
Yeah, almost like the full house there, and got that tight end in the grip position. Great job.
He's going to keep it himself off the fake up
and
the
he's
middle.
Tough.
Down to the 8-yard line. They'll need 3 for a first down.
So Breckenridge is all over the place right here, stifling in. Man, they are making some plays here. He's been very physical.
5th tackle already for Breckenridge. It's Jalen Wester, unsurprisingly, leading WKU in the tackle department so far. Came in just one off the team lead behind Dave Harrod, the safety out of the secondary. I mentioned these are two teams with safeties that get involved a lot. Harrod's got 5 tackles to his own name. And those safeties, there's a lot of pressure on them when you know how much Nevada wants to run it. You want to press up, try to make some plays, but we saw the fake screen slipping out Carpenter earlier for the big game that set up the first touchdown. And here, Terry, a massive 3rd and 4 early in this game.
Yeah, I'm seeing this right now. You know, they got Carpenter wide. I mean, they've been consistently going to him against one-on-one with his smaller corner. I would be surprised they don't go back to throw the football to him again.
Purdy gets the snap. He's looking left, fires a slant route, and it's nearly intercepted. Very surprised to see that, Terry Obi, because Coach Schultz told us we're not going to throw it to the middle of the field in the red zone. They do, and just like the result was against MTSU, it was nearly picked off.
Yeah, Marcus Malone, he's got to make sure he make that play. Get inside. You got to get inside that corner. Great play there, but he beat him to the route, beat him to the punch. He just ran that same 90 series West Coast offense when it's quick throwing, it was double slants. They call it drag in.
Second field goal attempt for Joe McFadden. This one much shorter. Now they're going to fake it. It's kept up the middle. Bianco hit hard at the 1, and he's down there. It was a fake. And Nevada is set up with 1st and goal with 30 seconds left in the first half.
Yes, man, what trickeration on that. Oh, man, they had that double back up early. No one on the right side. WKU was not prepared for that. Great call, great play.
And what a hit taken there as Bianco jumped right back up from it just like Chubba Purdy did. What a play to make. You start at quarterback in the last game. You've had 1 snap in this game, and it was just to hand it off while Purdy was out. They call your number for the gutsy fake field goal, and you nearly punch it in for 6.
Hey, that was a huge call by the coach. I mean, you're talking about aggressive and being like that. If you're talking about a game of possession, he knows WKU is going to score. But if you have the opportunity to put 7 on the board instead of 3, he wanted to take that opportunity to do that. Very great job. Now you just pound the football. 30 seconds. You got a lot of time to decide what you want to do.
Bold call by OC David Gilbertson, his 2nd year here at Nevada with Coach Choate. His dad Keith was a head coach at Idaho, Cal, Washington out there on the West Coast. He was a quarterback at Washington State under Mike Leach, and that felt a little bit like a Mike Leach kind of call in that spot.
I mean, very aggressive. I mean, what I like about this, you got a full house backfield, and you got these 2 tight ends. They're going to smash them off. They coming right at you downhill.
Purdy's already scored once. Will he keep it himself? Hands it off, and WKU blows it up.
Breckenridge is a monster tonight, making plays happen tonight.
And now Nevada's got to hurry up. They're out of timeouts. They got to back up the line and spike it. And they'll get it down with 15 seconds frozen now on the clock. 3rd and goal. And
you know what I like about this is film study by Breckenridge. He knew exactly what was happening. You got that full house backfield. Once Purdy goes and looked the other way. He knew there was going to be an inside run and counter back the other way. Great slasher, knew exactly what he's doing. We call that getting skinny on the edge.
Well, Nevada went to that play earlier with Dominic Kelly trying to catch WKU off guard with him as the runner. It worked the first time, did not the second time. And now here, Terry, you cannot get tackled inbounds short of the goal line, or your special teams unit's got to be ready to go.
And you cannot run the football right here. You got to get the ball in the end zone.
Purdy looking to throw across the middle. It's picked off. They risked it across the middle again. Nearly picked the first time. WKU finishes the job the second time.
Yeah, they're fighting down here, but I know that was an interception.
It was the safety, Jalen Lewis, who swooped in and picked it off. 2 years at Arkansas, a year at Temple, and his second interception as a Hilltopper.
Jay Lewis saved the day for the Hilltoppers. But you know what? You cannot throw that ball like that. Purdy making that, you in that position to get the ball in the end zone. Don't go down like that. I mean, what? So that kind of flipped the game and changed the game a little bit.
Tried to force it to Bellon across the middle. Lewis jumped it. It was tough to tell from the replay if a Hilltopper at the line might have got a hand on it or not. Well,
yeah, it looked like he tipped it a little bit.
We'll look back at that one, but regardless, WKU escaping, and it looks like they're content to escape this first half with a deficit of only 7. 2 turnovers forced in the red zone by the Hilltopper defense in this first half. WKU offensively not nearly the norm that we're used to, Terry. In this ball game, they have been held to around 4 yards a play. This team averaging nearly 40 points per game. Well, they're at 3 so far as the defense makes another stop with the interception. 10-3. Nevada, though, in front over the Hilltoppers here in Bowling Green at halftime. 10-3 Nevada leading WKU at halftime here as the Hilltopper Marching Band is performing down on the field. Tyler Eaton joined by former WKU coach. He's been a member of multiple staffs, former NFLer. I told him that I was just going to lay everything out differently every time I introduced him, but I thought here, Terry, I would just stack all of them on. Dr. Terry
That's way too much, man. You got to take you everywhere. You're the hype man. We got to go.
WKU trailing at 10-3. Surprising result so far for anyone that's seen this high-powered WKU offense play this season, again averaging nearly 40 points per game. The biggest issue, though, Terry, has been the run defense, and that is what Nevada has been able to exploit. 129 rushing yards as a team in that first half, and we were talking before we came back on the air, really they should be up by more than this with 2 red zone turnovers in this game.
Absolutely. Nevada got 132 yards rushing, with WKU only have a total of 28 yards. That's so lopsided. You have to be able to run the football right now to control it, and the game is so far, this first half has been all Nevada. They've been physical up front and making things happen.
Nearly 200 total yards of offense for Nevada in that first half. WKU just 124, and it really, the run game has not been the issue for WKU offensively that it has been. Granted, it has not been excellent. Some sacks, though, of Maverick McIver have really dragged down those numbers. When you take those away, you're looking about 42 yards on the ground on 10 carries. Nevada has done a great job shutting down that WKU passing attack that ranks top 10 in the country.
I mean, exactly. I mean, they're bending on break. I mean, when they catch the ball, they are hitting them on that. So Nevada has been very physical, and that's been really the issue. But you know what? What is excited right now is that Purdy, we didn't know he was a passer, but he was 8 for 11.
It's been all Chubba Purdy. It's been all Nevada so far. They lead it 10-3 at the break. WKU marching band wrapping up their performance at halftime here on the hill at WKU, residing in Bowling Green, Fikes Field, inside the confines of Houchins Industry LT Smith Stadium. A place that has treated WKU very kindly under head coach Tyson Helton in his 7th year on the hill, 26-11 at home. But as Hilltoppers find themselves trailing 10-3 at halftime against a Nevada Wolfpack team, Terry Obie, that is looking to rebound after their own loss to a Conference USA opponent at home last week, 14-13. And they're going to be in a similar situation that they were in that game, Terry. They led it 13-0 for a majority of that ball game before giving up 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. We're going to find out once again if Nevada can find a way to close this game.
Absolutely. I mean, but Nevada had an opportunity just to put this game in a different position. When you have, if they would have scored on that last drive at 17-3, that's totally different. But what a great stand by WKU to come out of that, even after being down, because physically, Nevada won that first half. I mean, really asserted their will on every play.
And a team that went 3-10 last year in their first year under head coach Jeff Choate as he comes in after being the co-defensive coordinator at Texas. 8 games of the 13 they played were decided by single digits, and they were close to getting signature wins against both Boise State, who went to the playoffs, and another team in that playoff mix in SMU. They nearly ruined both of their seasons and made what would have been the first season under head coach Jeff Choate. But Terry, they're going to have to find a way both through the run game and the pass game to close this thing out, because you got to figure WKU is going to try to shut down that running attack.
Yeah, they've been able to throw the ball, so WKU just got to be consistent. You just got to make the plays the entire time.
Hilltoppers looking for answers on both sides of the ball. They trail it 10-3 at the halftime break to the Wolfpack of Nevada. 10-3, Nevada leading it over WKU. Still halftime here in Bowling Green. The Hilltoppers trying to flip the switch in the second half, as so far, Terry, Nevada said they wanted to come in, play a tough, physical football game. It has gone to their script so far.
Yeah, they're winning the line of scrimmage, and especially with that running back. I mean, Herschel is making some things happen, getting outside. You can see him on the perimeter. They've been very physical.
64 yards for 10 carries for Herschel Turner. We saw WKU find a lot of success with the tight end Noah Myers. He's got 4 catches for 55 yards already in this ball game after coming in on the season with 43 yards total. There have been a lot of different times, Terry, where it seemed like they found it offensively, but just when it looks like they do, Nevada finds an answer just like they did that time on the interception, dropping back. What a play by the linebacker getting back in space of E.J. Smith.
Yeah, and then also, too, you see the turnover for WKU, so it's been back and forth. But what's really impressive, Purdy down the field to Carpenter on a long pass by a tight end.
And it was Purdy who would finish that drive himself with his legs. The only touchdown for either side in this ball game. That front four for the Wolfpack has been causing issue after issue for Nevada, as you see another tough physical run for Herschel Turner. The fake field goal, what a gutsy call, what a gutsy play. Helicoptering through was the backup quarterback Bianco, but WKU got the pick to save for a second time, Terry, a red zone possession with a turnover.
Yeah, Lewis on that pick, man, that was so big, that was huge. But Purdy, you know better to go back over the middle of the field. I mean, you can't give that away. At least give an opportunity for a field goal.
Nevada has lost a couple opportunities. Their defense, though, is more than made up for it. The Wolfpack lead it by 7. Second half comes your way right after this. 10-3 Nevada leading WKU as we get set to get the second half underway. The Hilltoppers will get the ball first, and who would have thought, Terry, that coming into the second half, the big theme here would be that the Hilltopper offense is what's going to have to kick into gear for WKU to find a way to get back into this game.
Absolutely, and then look at the rushing game, 120 yards for Nevada versus 28 for WKU. That's not really, you got to establish the run to play in a football game like this. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Helton talked to that team about coming back out here and see what they would start up. They can throw the football, but the problem is you just, in the red zone, having turnovers or not completing those passes.
WKU quarterback Maverick McIver had over 700 yards passing through his first 2 games at WKU. Against Toledo, struggled 23 for 38, 235 yards, did have 2 touchdowns, but had an interception that was returned for a touchdown. WKU, Terry, in that game, 2 of their first 5 plays, turnovers, 1 brought back directly for a touchdown. The other one 3 plays later was a Toledo touchdown. McIver tonight just 10 for 19 with 97 yards, and his second interception is a Hilltopper.
And it's interesting now, they're going to man coverage right now. Now, Nevada is changing up a little bit. Now they're going back to man.
WKU going to come out with a run game to start the second half. It's a productive one out to the 35-yard line for Marvis Parrish, and he did very little in the run game, was involved in the passing game early on with a couple of catches. Just 2 carries in that first half for Parrish, who came into this game as WKU's leading rusher on the season. Now over 100 yards for the year as McIver takes the deep shot down the left side. Incomplete. Broken up back in coverage was A.J. Odoms.
Yeah, I mean, A.J. Odoms can really cover. But on that play, he's going to have to stop. I mean, you got to go stop and go get that ball at the highest point. But I'm liking the defense, though. I'm liking the aggressiveness.
I know that Coach Helton and offensive coordinator Rick Bowie were beyond delighted with a 10-yard run to start this drive, but less excited about a 2nd and 10 to follow. It's going to be another run this time. The seam on the right side, crossing midfield down near the 45-yard line. Again, they go to Parrish, and again he bursts through for a big gainer.
Quincy Jenkins is having a day. I mean, that's what they need to see those offensive line do. Number 63, I give him on that. He has been very good on that play. I would go back there again. Go right back to him on that right side.
They do go to the run. He bounces it out to the right side, up near the 45. Got a yard, but much better defended that time by the Wolfpack.
If they're giving you the run game, when they go 2 high safeties, that means they have less people in the box to support the run. So if they're going to give you that, WKU got to take advantage of the run game. But then when they go to 1 high safety, then you can throw the football.
Bit of patchwork on that right side for WKU. Normal starter Devin Smith out with illness in this one. It's number 74, Karsten Upchurch, playing at that right tackle spot right now for the Hilltoppers, the redshirt junior from Mississippi. McIver takes the snap, looking to throw this time, drops it off underneath. It's caught in coverage, being stacked up short of the 40-yard line. Is again the big tight end in Myers.
Myers, what a great, we call that the West Coast offense. You call that wide stick. You go up to 6 yards and turn around and try to get upfield, but they made a great job of getting there. Their defense has been all over the place. Number 8, Keishan.
Ball at the 41, need to get to the 36 for a first down on 3rd down. McIver rolling right, pressure, drops it off underneath, it's caught. Hutchinson tries to get around the first man, can't, but it doesn't matter because he caught it right at the sticks.
Yeah, Hutchinson, you know, he's been silent the whole game. He's one of those dynamic players. I mean, in space, he get him in space, he's like a running back. He's a returner and all that, so you got to make an opportunity. When he gets to plays, he can do that. Now you got 1 high safety. You got a chance to get the ball up.
Across the middle, this one caught, another connection. 1 man misses down inside the 10, stutter step at the 5, and WKU is knocking on the door.
McIver saw that. I can recognize from up here. When you say that 1 high safety, now it's 1-on-1. You got an opportunity to operate. That fake pass over the middle, all the receiver has to do is win, and there was no safety help.
Cameron Flowers was flashing across, makes his 5th catch of the season, caught a touchdown in that loss against Toledo, and sets up the Hilltoppers with a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. McIver takes the snap, fakes underneath, it's caught, and barreling down to about the 2-yard line. Off the completion is Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf was trying to, they might have called that play, they playing against Nevada, they might call that play the Wolf Pack.
The backup tight end, redshirt senior, played at Kansas State last season after spending 4 years at Wagner. Sets up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Lavelle Wright, man, this is when they have a tendency to go some type of trickeration on this play.
And they got it strong on the right side. They give it to Wright, stacked up at first, tries to bounce it back left, and McIver pushes him into the end zone for the touchdown.
McIver got some strength on that. we keep looking at that show. That play was stuffed by the defensive line by Nevada, and he was able to push him. I can't believe the quarterback got that much strength.
Second touchdown on the ground of the season for Wright, and really should get half of it to Maverick McIver, who came in. It was the opposite of a tush push. It was the quarterback shoving his running back into the end zone.
Quarterback shove on that play. And incredible, Tyler. I mean, he's active. He wants to win, so he does whatever he can. If he takes out a switchblade, whatever he can do, he can make things happen. Just ordinary, like the McIver show, he can just take ordinary things and make magic.
It was stuffed at first, but Wright able to make the play with a little help from his quarterback, McIver. That time able to McIver his teammate into the end zone, and just like that, we're tied up at 10 apiece. How will the Wolfpack respond? We'll find out together after this.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field. Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the conversation.
When you purchase a new Jago home, you've invested in a lifestyle built on comfort and superior craftsmanship. Every new Jago home is energy smart, providing top-tier energy efficiency so your family stays comfortable year-round. Our homes are also protected with a home buyer's warranty and undergoes a thorough inspection for safety, quality, and durability. Proud home builder of WKU Athletics. Discover your dream home at jagohomes.com.
Whether you're traveling for work or leisure, Three Springs Hospitality is your home away from home. Each hotel is unique and offers a variety of different amenities to all types of travelers. Parking and Wi-Fi are always free. Plus, select hotels offer complimentary breakfast. The best part is WKU's campus is 10 minutes away from any of our hotels. So be sure to book your travel in the Fan Zone Travel Center on WKU Athletics website. Book your stay today.
WKU is home for big dreamers, for those who shape the future, who set their sights high, accept challenges, fuel their passions, for those with a desire to create a better tomorrow. You don't come here to prepare for one thing. You come here to prepare for everything. You belong on this hill, where we engage, learn, grow, and celebrate together. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
A WKU offense averaging over 460 yards per game, only 124 in the first half. Terry, they go 75 in 9 plays and punch it in on the Lavelle Wright touchdown to even this game up at 10 in just under 4 minutes to start the third quarter.
It's kind of opposite. It's Lavelle Wright, but he went on the left side and scored. Great job with great power on that left side. And you know what? Right now, this is really getting boring when you got Cassidy. Oh, he's going to give him opportunity to return.
He took a little off that one, and Nevada is going to have a chance to bring it out. Tired of giving the Wolfpack the touchbacks. Because of it, they're able to get a few more yards up to about the 28-yard line. A very rare decision from Coach Shelton and his special teams coordinator, Andy LaRussa.
Yeah, I'm surprised on that. I mean, if he can get in, that's the first time he never kicked in an end zone. That was maybe a plan. He had a lot of hang time on that. I guess he was expecting a fumble or something.
Well, that's Nevada up with their first drive of the second half. Chubba Purdy so far 8 for 12 through the air. 70 yards, does have the interception. Also 9 carries for 25 yards and a touchdown. Handoff goes up the middle, and that's going nowhere.
Yeah, man, they're getting fired up on defense right now. I saw Machiavelli finally showing his nose in there. And then you had Jaden Gray has been making some plays tonight, too.
That's Machiavelli Malatumau. If you were just joining us, he spent 2 years at Nevada. Captain for this game with the emotions running high, 6'1", 295 senior. Who Nevada head coach Jeff Choate said he thinks it's the best defensive player WKU has on that line.
Wow, man, look at these 3 tight ends in, man. You talking about big people in there now.
And it's play action, trying to slip the wide receiver underneath. They do. Flag comes in from behind.
Like holding there.
Jordan Brown takes a big hit for his trouble, short of the 40. As it stands, just short of the first down, but we'll see what the call is as that came out of the defensive secondary.
Yeah, it looked like it was holding on defense.
Still discussing now what the call is going to be.
It looks, I mean, it was grabbing someone in the secondary. It looks like,
Holding.
grab one of the receivers.
Defense number 34.
Dragging the ground there.
From the previous spot, automatic first down.
Couldn't tell from that replay who exactly it was, but it does result in the first down for Nevada.
Yeah, on a crossing route, that's what happened. You cannot grab someone. His Carpenter would seem like he was grabbed and pulled down.
It's a tough spot to be in one-on-one with Carpenter, especially in that play-action spot.
Yeah, he is a load.
4 catches, 42 yards so far. 3 of them went for a combined 6 yards, 1 for 36 on a wheel route on the fake bubble screen.
And I'm seeing it right now. Nevada's changing up. They're going 2 and 3 tight ends right now, and then like unbalanced offensive line. So they're changing up right now.
Turner with the pitch. He's across the 45, 50, and a late hit comes in out of bounds. Excuse me, on the carry that time. It's Ramsour who's had a lot of success. They've been able again to flip back and forth between those 2 backs, and the late hit is going to be called against WKU as well.
Man, you called that too. I mean, you got to slow up right there. Jaden Lewis, yeah, he's out of bounds.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely
it's the extension of the arms, too. If he might have just bumped him, I don't think there's a call, but extended the arms as he made the contact. And this is something I mentioned earlier.
Unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, the crowd is booing, but that's home field advantage, but that was definitely a late hit.
It's the right call, and it's been these big penalties for WKU. There's middle of the country again in penalties per game, but
clearly
near the bottom
bounds,
of the country in
yeah,
penalty yards per game. It's been a lot of these personal fouls, Terry.
Yeah, clearly out of bounds. I mean, that was definitely a penalty on that. I know WKU Nations, I mean, you're here watching the game and booing, but that was definitely a late hit.
Now Purdy under center, a rare sight in this one, hands it off going right side. Turner hit hard and dropped in the backfield.
Oh my goodness.
And again, it's Brackenridge making the play.
Brackenridge is, man, breaking the ridge, breaking the bridge. He is bringing, you talking about wood, he's bringing the hammer. He's coming through, running straight through blockers, opposing blockers. This guy is playing possessed right now.
That's his 7th tackle of the ball game. Came in, Terry, hard to believe, with 8 total on the season.
Yeah, he's making that up today.
But he's that 3rd string linebacker, and we knew coming in based on the conversation, the team that normally runs a 4-2-5 with 2 linebackers on the field had a feeling Brackenridge was going to have to be on the field more.
Exactly. Now they have, I mean, you're right, they made that adjustment. They're playing three linebackers now this half.
Handoff goes right side to Turner again. He's wrapped up and dropped once more, and guess who, Terry Obie? It's Brackenridge.
You know what? I'm excited. You know what's amazing about what the defensive coordinators have done, and we try to talk to them early in the week. We try to grab it out of them, but you can't fool us, Tyler. We ask them the question. I mean, you usually run a 4-2-5 with only 2 backers, but against Nevada, you're going to have to bring another linebacker that's physical in to play against that line.
Tyson Helton told us, he said, I've got a feeling there's going to be some linebacker that plays more. I don't know if I'm going to tell you guys quite yet, and we'll all find out together. And I think he knew good and well that it was going to be Anthony Brackenridge, because my goodness, what a game he's played. Sets up 3rd and 9 now.
The only issue is when you have in coverage.
Screen left side, Bellon, he's stacked up and dropped to the 26-yard line, and Nevada here will have to take or try to take the points with the field goal unit.
Oh man, very physical on the edge there. I mean, they stopped the point of attack. Great stand by the defense. But what I like about that, Purdy got the ball out. It just did not get his feet, just not get going. Great execution by the defense by WKU. But it's not a bad drive if you can get 3 points out of this for Nevada.
Safety to Marco Williams, the first one there to make the play, and it sets up a 44-yard field goal attempt for Joe McFadden, would be his season long. As it's up, it's got the distance on it, and it is through. McFadden missed a couple in the fourth quarter in that loss against MTSU. He's done his job today so far for the Wolfpack, 2 for 2 in the field goal department. And just like that, Nevada able to answer the opening touchdown drive of this third quarter from WKU. The Wolfpack take their lead right back 13-10 halfway through the third. The Wolf of Wall Street, Joe McFadden, now 2 for 2 for Nevada, set a new season high with a 42-yard field goal to put the Wolfpack on the board in the first quarter, and just broke that season high with a 43-yarder to once again put Nevada back in front 13-10 halfway through this third quarter. Tyler Eaton joined by Terry Obie. Terry, we said it after that last drive. WKU kicked the offense into gear, had more than half of the total yardage they had in the entire first half with just that opening drive of the third quarter. And as you see there, this is not a Nevada team that is prone to putting up a ton of points. If you're WKU, you know if you can put some pressure on with a touchdown drive here, the momentum of this game really starts to shift.
Exactly. That'll change the momentum of everything. It seems like they're going to have an opportunity for a great return here too.
A very rare return. We saw last time a rare opportunity for a return granted by the Hilltoppers. Here they get a rare chance for a return, and George Hart, who is having a fantastic game offensively in the run game, brings it out for a great return, sort of the 35-yard line.
I mean, what a great setup. You know, they call that, the left return where you set a wall on the left side, but you let the backside free. You just got to have enough speed to get to the wedge, and he was able to get there. What a great call by Coach LaRussa.
And how about this chess game with both sides making the adjustment to make the other team bring the ball out of the end zone?
Yeah, right now you got two eye safety. You got to run this football right now.
It is going to be run to the left side, running out of space was Parrish as he's pushed out of bounds short of the line of scrimmage. Actually loses a couple that time.
Maldonado is, you talking about on that edge, man, what a great speed. And, man, that kid look like he's going to play on Sundays.
He's got the size, 6'6", 233, redshirt junior.
Yeah, these safeties they're switching it up. Now you got one high safeties. Now you can throw the football now.
They're not going to keep it in the run game for a gain of a couple back to the original line of scrimmage. And just like that, 3rd and 10. Talk about the opportunity to pick up momentum. For a moment, it stalled for WKU after how explosive that opening drive was.
Yeah, MacGyver usually see that. I mean, they were 2 high safeties, and they came down really quick. If it's only one safety, you bring somebody to fit, it's hard to run on it. 2 high safeties, now they're going 1 high safety now. Now you can throw the football, but they're going to try to bring pressure.
WKU just 2 for 7 on 3rd down in this ball game. MacGyver escapes, drops it off underneath. There's a block set up, but the extra defenders come to help and chop down for a gain of just 5.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Nevada right now. They're switching it up in the middle of the cadence, and they're going from cover 2 high safeties to 1 and switching it up all the time, and they're trying to confuse MacGyver on these plays.
Excuse me, that was the running back coming out of the backfield, Lavelle Wright, that made the catch. But again, not enough. 4th and 5. What a stand by the Nevada defense after WKU basically marched down the field getting whatever they wanted to start this half, and they flip it around and the Hilltoppers go 3 and out.
Yeah, great job. What a booming punt.
It's going to take its first bounce and spin backwards. There, the wedge game shown off by Maynard.
You talking about that was one of your that iron, that Callaway iron, that pitching wedge with the spin back. Oh man, that was nice. What kind of with the Pro V1 base? I mean,
it's a Pro V1X in that spot. Oh
okay.
Yeah,
with the spin on it. Okay, that was a nice play there.
Pins it down at the 10-yard line, and that's where this Nevada offense will take over, headed by Chubba Purdy. 9 for 14 with 70 yards and an interception, but that's not the story as a team now, Terry. 148 yards on the ground, averaging around 5 yards per carry as a team. Purdy, just 24 of those. It's been the running back duo of Ramsour and Turner who have really gotten it done. Those two combining for over 100 yards so far. Purdy looking to throw right side, has a man wide open. It's completed with ease, but stepping out of bounds is Bellhonor. That would have been a whole lot more.
Yeah, that play was all about the line of scrimmage. I mean, they gave Purdy so much time back there.
They've been trying to spring Bellon open too, and finally had their opportunity. If he didn't step out, Terry, there's no telling what that turns into.
There's no way you can give somebody that much time. He was back there. He had his lunch, he had his breakfast, and he was eating dinner. I mean, he was back there just waiting for him to get open. Great job by that protection by the offensive line on that play.
Bellon, just 5'7", a redshirt senior, spent a couple of years at UTEP. Purdy takes the snap. It's a little triple option. He's going to pitch it at the last second. Turner hit hard and dropped in the open field. That a great job to come up and make the play out of the secondary by Jalen Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. They don't go against any option teams that much, but I like how Lewis, he stood his ground. He was responsible for the pitch, and he came up and made the tackle on the running back.
That was actually Kai Woods that got the pitch. First time we've seen the redshirt junior transfer from Texas. They used Turner as the decoy in that spot. And as you can see, this is a Nevada team that is normally good at running the football. That's what they do, near the top half of the country in rushing yards per game against a WKU defense that, if you look at the national stats, they're bottom 10 in the country in terms of run defense.
Man, look at all these tight ends. They got 3 tight ends in the play right now.
Play action had a man wide open, but the throw from Purdy is behind, and it falls incomplete. It was Turner leaking out of the backfield.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. I mean, they're bringing it up. He had to get that out early to Turner. If you get the ball to him, he would have the ball in space. But 3rd and 4 right now, this is manageable for them. 3rd and 6 is where Nevada had problems, but right now they've been pretty consistent with 3rd and 4. That's manageable.
2 and 10 on 3rd down overall in this ball game, but a lot of them has been what you mentioned, those 3rd and longs that this team is just not built to deal with.
Yeah, and this is where you would bring some type of pressure.
Bellon in motion, now 3 on the left side. The tight end settles into space. He's wide open, and the connection is there up to the 45-yard line. That play, Terry, all the way with that zone. Jet Carpenter knew it, recognized it, settled in, and got the first down.
Man, Carpenter's having a wonderful game. I mean, he did a side adjustment. When you bring in more than you can block, he just leaked out really quick, turned around, at the marker, first down marker, and caught the ball. He's really savvy when it comes to film, but he knows football and is doing a great job of doing it.
It was one of those stick concepts you talked about earlier. Just get to your spot, turn and face, catch.
Exactly.
Easy going.
You get to the sticks. You mean you get to the first down, and that's what he did.
Back to each side of Purdy here. Another first down at the 45-yard line. Turner gets it running right, bounces off tacklers in the backfield, keeps his footing somehow, and gets up for a gain of 4 to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, man, he was behind the line of scrimmage and kept his feet rolling. I mean, he's very powerful. First contact was by Machiavelli. Oh, he stayed on his feet. Oh, my goodness.
We don't have his yards after contact tonight, but it's been something special. Several times he's been hit in the backfield and found a way to escape. Up to 68 yards on 13 carries so far.
Oh,
and
so
no, they are
down.
going to say that he didn't keep his footing when he first tried to have his balance. And so while he did escape the tacklers, did touch down at the 43. So rather than a gain of 4, it's a loss of 2.
Oh, man, that makes a huge difference. I mean, 2nd and 12 and 2nd and 6 is a big difference.
Purdy does hand it off right side, driving forward to the 45, back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 there.
Yeah, but
boy, how this has changed.
Exactly, but they were behind the line of scrimmage, and they still drive for like 2+ yards. I mean,
that time it was Ramser, and
he was stopped in the hole behind the line of scrimmage, and then here we go, keep driving those legs. I mean, tree trunk for legs. I mean, a lot of power. It'd be interesting to see what he can clean, power clean, and deadlift and squat, because that kid got some legs.
You want all the weight room statistics, don't you?
Yes.
3rd and 10.
Holloman. It looked like holding there.
The flag comes in for the hold. Purdy across his body makes the connection. It's caught 40-35 down to the 30, but I think we're in full agreement this one's coming back.
Yeah, Purdy with a nice pass, but it was a really pretty catch
76.
by number 5.
Penalty.
They're tight end. He is making some plays with his hands, and I like to see guys make things with his hands.
Yeah, it was
definitely
Holloman who looked like he was going to get back there if he wasn't grabbed. It was a great play by Purdy to just find anything downfield and make the throw, but it comes
too
back.
Much holding. You got to put your hands. You can't have your hands extended that far. Not a great job there. 78.
And it sets up a 3rd and 20. Talk about a team that's not built to deal with 3rd and 6 plus.
Oh no, 3rd and 20. Right now, I mean, WKU, you got to know. 2 tight ends to one side. They're setting up a screen. Are they going to run the ball?
And they are just going to run it up the middle, surging across and diving past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Just get what they can and take the punt with the run from Mansour.
Yeah, right now this is going to be a game of possessions. I mean, field position too. I mean, because it's just hard-nosed right now. They're just hitting each other. And whoever can throw the last punch.
Another productive run from Caleb Ramsour. He's got 61 on the ground. Turner now with 62, but they needed a lot more than the 7 they got, and they'll punt it back to WKU. Big stand that time from the Hilltopper defense, just trying to bide some time for that offense to find a chance to come to life.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I mean, you got it. Uh-oh.
And here was movement up front.
Offsides.
Nevada arguing that it was WKU that came across. Looks like the officials are having the same debate.
I mean, I think the punter would prefer to be back up. I mean, get a better chance to kick the ball. Closer makes it more precise. I think it's going to be tougher.
Not a penalty that really changes much regardless.
Offside. Defense number 91 in the neutral zone, causing the offense to move. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Kai Micatrato jumped there in the middle. It does get accepted, so it moves it up. Moves the ball up to the 47-yard line. And Terry, I'm with you. I don't know if that's advantageous or not. We'll see what the result is.
No.
As Bailey Ettridge tries to pin one inside the 20. Did so earlier on a low roller. This one a bit higher. And it's going to be fielded at the 14-yard line, so still gets the job done with the punt, unfazed by the penalty. The WKU defense unfazed on that drive, but the WKU offense so high-powered, held to just 10 points so far, and the Hilltoppers trail it 13-10.
Hilltopper fans, show the world you're a Hilltopper and take the Big Red Spirit wherever you go with the official WKU Athletics debit card. Available only at South Central Bank. South Central Bank is proud to support Western Kentucky University and be the exclusive provider of the official WKU Athletics debit card. Stop by any location and ask about yours today. South Central Bank, the official debit card provider for WKU Athletics. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Houchins Insurance Group is an insurance broker that focuses specifically on commercial insurance, but we represent all areas of insurance.
If you go down our hallway, you'll see all of our nameplates, and our job titles are listed as owner. And that is truly the foundation of our culture, and I think that's what our customers experience every day through our products and services.
We are superior in service and quality. We've got to provide the best resources for our clients day in, day out.
WKU takes over offensively. Just under 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Hilltoppers trail at 13-10 as first-year offensive coordinator Rick Bowie, trying to find answers, came here from Abilene Christian with quarterback Maverick McIver. Spent a couple years prior at Valdosta State. And Terry, he was telling us this week just how much praise he had for Tyson Helton and the collaboration they have, the trust that Tyson has put into him calling the plays in this offense, and just how much he's been able to learn from Coach Helton. So far said that he felt like he was chosen for this position, not just hired, with how many great offensive coordinators has come from WKU.
Absolutely, but right now I think who's doing a great job is Nevada's really changing the coverages on the snap. Yeah. And they're going to a pro style, and that's what the coach is he's going to have to adjust to that. McIver's going to have to see that coming on the run. He's not used to that. So Nevada is tricking up a little bit. They are coached very well. It looked like they start with one high safety. Then on the snap, they move to a two-deep safety.
The Hilltoppers come out with the sweep to Jairus Mack. He picks up 6, and that'll do it for this third quarter. The Hilltoppers have about 80 yards to go, trailing it by 3 as we'll get set for this fourth quarter. Nevada leading the way. The WKU defense is held up to keep it close. It's going to come down to the offense, or will the Wolfpack pick up their second win of the year? We'll find out in the fourth quarter after this. 13-10, Nevada leading WKU as we get set for the fourth quarter from Fikes Field here in Bowling Green. Tyler Eaton happy to be joined by Terry Obie. This has been a physical smash mouth game, Terry, as we were talking about it during that break. Nevada came in, Coach Choate said we're going to be physical, we're going to play tough. WKU is just going to have to find a way to win this game, and they're going to have to play to that style a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, because they're going to dare you to run the football right now, and they're switching up on him. So MacGyver has to make sure he keep his eyes and ears open, ready to see what's going to happen.
That was a screen to the left side. It's reeled in by Mack. Spun down quickly, though. And 2nd and 4 turns into 3rd and 3.
Yeah, I mean, right there, he threw it into a coverage, too. There was cover 2, so the corner was sitting right there. And I was surprised at that. The only thing that's open on when you got 2 high safeties is a tight end over the middle or somebody's on a crossing route over the middle.
Quiet night for the receivers as a whole outside of the big 30-yard catch from Cameron Flowers.
And this is when they bring pressure here.
MacGyver has a man wide open. It's completed just short of the 30, being stacked up there and driven back, but more than enough for the first down that time for Mack.
Yeah, Mack is on the attack. See, so what he did is that's the same was wide stick, but he was a small wide inside guy, got to the first down and make something happen. So with these 2 high safeties, you got to continue to keep the ball over the middle or you got to run the football.
MacGyver fakes across the middle. It's caught. There's the play action tight end connection, and leaping across midfield is Noah Myers. What a night he's had. It's been a battle of the tight ends here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great read. I mean, now he just got to take his time. Now you have to run the football here. The safeties are deep. Get the ball to the running back.
They get it outside, being chopped down at the 47-yard line this time is George Hart.
Yeah, George Hart is very physical, but on that play, kind of stutter step. Make sure if you can't get yardage, go full speed. Run through the running back. I mean, run through the linebacker on that. But great job by the linebackers for Nevada on that time, pursuing.
Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers stacked on the left side. MacGyver takes the snap, handoff up the middle again. Hart spinning through. And he's down to the 42-yard line, needs 3 for the first down.
Yeah, I'm liking what the WKU is doing, but you got to take whatever they give you. If they got 2 high safeties, that means they don't have 1 extra person in the box. I mean, they don't have a hat in the box, so you have the advantage. You have to run the football no matter what.
Offensive coordinator Rick Bowie was telling us everything in the run game is about yards per carry. That's what we want. And Parrish and Hart both over 5 yards per carry in this one for WKU.
Now you have to win. You one-on-one now. Now you can get the ball in there. It's one-on-one.
MacGyver looking right side, takes the deep shot, jump ball, it's caught! Mack goes up and rips it away from the defender, and WKU is set up inside the 10.
Okay, Mack on the attack. You saw that. That's one-on-one. That's the first time they had one-on-one coverage, and he went up there and got the ball at his highest point. But still, there was really good coverage by Nevada on that. I mean, I was impressed. He was right there, just didn't make the play. Kitchen got to make sure he get that ball and turn around really quick.
Mack comes into motion. It's a handoff up the middle to Parrish. He's knocked down after a gain of a couple.
Yeah, very, very physical. I mean, these guys are bringing it. That pass was excellent. Make sure he got the ball. Make sure his players can make it by using his hands, going up at the high part. You know what? That's one of them ESPN right?
And it was
Moss,
good coverage by
Moss.
Kenshin there. I just don't think that he fully got the head around it to see it in time.
That's just, man, mom better than you, right? You got Moss.
2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. One on the left side.
This
and now
is
they
a direct
shift.
snap. Yeah, it's a running back.
Hart takes it right side, inside the 5, barrels in, leaps over the goal line and scores. Just like that, WKU in front. The 8-yard carry on the direct snap to George Hart.
I mean, you think about that. I mean, that is WKU is not known for that. So what they did is direct snap, but then they also had an unbalanced offensive line. So they did the same thing that Nevada would do, but Nevada wouldn't think they would do that, right? They don't practice that. They go to 3 tight ends and run the same thing in direct snap to your big back, Hart. Not the diamond, not the club, but the Hart.
No Spade?
Oh, forgot Spade. No Spade either. No Joker either. That was just straight Hart.
It's his second rushing touchdown of the season. And for now puts WKU up by a field goal. Cannon trying to make it 4. And does just that. 8-yard touchdown run from George Hart. Off the direct snap, a little trickery from WKU puts the Hilltoppers in front 17-13 as we get down to the wire in this one. 11:23 left. Hart the difference maker right now. How did the Wolfpack respond? We'll find out after this.
Attention Hilltoppers, Cheetah Clean Auto Wash is proud to support you with 7 convenient locations throughout Bowling Green and Glasgow. And now, we're offering a complete touchless wash at 763 Baker Fields Way. Detailing services at 2270 Scottsville Road and a 10-minute interior cleaning at our flagship location on Cave Mill Road in Bowling Green. Get unlimited access to any Cheetah Clean location for just $34.99 per month. Plus, free roadside assistance with all plans. Come see why the tops love Cheetah Clean today.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, Coach Prater, for always supporting me.
Thank you, Chestnut Ridge Middle School, for always teaching me to stay curious.
Thank you, Mrs. Love out of Trent Test Academy.
Thank you, Miss Cross, for everything, letting me be myself.
Thank you, Miss Young, for all the life lessons you gave me.
Thank you, Mrs. Hurdlove.
Thank you, Sean Witten, for everything you've done for me.
Thank you, teachers. You're appreciated.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day is game day for teachers.
Blue Moon Sanitation provides clean, friendly, and dependable sanitation services at a competitive rate. We proudly offer the newest inventory in units and trailers in the area. For job sites, small and large, we keep in stock multiple portable toilets and roll-off open-top dumpsters and compactors. Blue Moon also provides residential garbage services in Warren and Allen counties. We want your stinking business. Go to BlueMoonSoki.com to learn more about ours. Blue Moon Sanitation, the official porta potty of WKU.
Weekdays are a grind. Traffic, overflowing inbox, missed calls. Your weekdays deserve better. And this October, Conference USA is bringing better straight to your living room. Weekday CUSA is back. Conference USA is here to make your weekdays fun again. Enter a world of college football bliss. Treat yourself to touchdowns, turnovers, and the thrills that come with weekday CUSA football. CUSA is the star of the show weeknights all October long. Don't miss 1 second of the action.
WKU trailed 13-10 coming into the fourth quarter. The Hilltoppers proceed to go 85 yards and 9 plays and cap it off on the direct snap touchdown run by George Hart.
Yeah, what a great job there. I mean, I love the trickeration, unbalanced line. WKU is not known for that, and Nevada was prepared for that. I bet coach is looking on the sideline. Man, we didn't draw that up. We didn't know they did that, because they were outnumbered with the blockers on the outside.
And it was Kirsten Upchurch, the right tackle, getting the start with Devin Smith out with illness that paved the way on that one. Now, how will Nevada respond as WKU goes right back to booting the ball through the end zone? We'll see what Chubba Purdy and this offense has to offer. Purdy now 11 for 16 through the air in this ball game. 5 of those completions have gone to the tight end, Jet Carpenter. He's got 51 yards, most of it coming on that 36-yard wheel route. It's mostly been the run game, as you would expect for Nevada. 161 yards as a team on the ground, and obviously still time to go for that. But you're no longer in a situation, Obi, where you can really afford to settle for field goals, because it feels like that WKU offense has hit their stride now.
Absolutely, but I love to see Carpenter get back into the game. You don't have to totally abandon the run game, though.
It's a fake pitch. It's going to be a throw downfield. It's incomplete, as the trick play comes right back at WKU. Unsuccessful, though.
Yeah, I mean, he would have had that. I mean, if he had a better throw, that was a good call, good play on that. Oh, you know, we got away. WKU got away with a little holding, too. Pulled Carpenter. They're trying to get Carpenter back into the game right now. I am surprised that he didn't get called for that one.
And Coach said, don't be surprised if you see 2, possibly 3 quarterbacks. That was Carter Jones, who they snuck in there, the third-string quarterback, to make that throw.
Here come blitzes now. Now you got to bring pressure.
Purdy outside, cuts up field, gets to the 27-yard line, only a gain of a couple. And you quickly see, Terry, we haven't been able to talk about this. The platoon shifts basically for WKU up front. They are shifting those linemen constantly.
And you know what I'm really impressed about tonight is that WKU is a 4-2-5 kind of defense. But they went to a 4-3 today because that's the only way you can compete against an offensive line like this. Great adjustment by the offensive coordinator. We try to get it off him. The defensive coordinator, we try to get out of him. That's the way you have to do that. And they did a great job.
They're back in the 4-2-5 there with 6 on the line. All 6 come with the blitz. Purdy trying to escape left side across the 30. Needs to stretch it for the first down. It's going to be close, and they mark him right at the 35. He was able to scramble and pick up the first down. The Hilltoppers brought the heat. Purdy recognized it and was able to escape.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. Great legs there. Getting outside with speed. He's got to put that ball away, though. I mean, that ball is dreams, goals, and aspirations. He's carrying it like a loaf of bread. I mean, make me nervous on looking at a football dangling like that.
And Ali was there spying, but couldn't get the angle as Purdy at least hesitated at first like he might go upfield, then saw what he needed to do to get to the sticks on the sideline. Great job to move the chains and keep this drive alive.
Yeah, and you can run the football still.
And they're going to keep it on the ground with a sweep left side. Bell on. He's hit out of bounds around the 40-yard line.
Gain of 4, look like it. I mean, they're getting physical out there. I mean, he got him. We got away with a late
WKU fortunate they didn't get another late hit there.
Got a late, right. I mean, that was last minute. He was out of bounds completely. Yeah, got very.
For all the calls that have been made, a couple of missed ones perhaps favoring Nevada.
And this is Nevada. You got to get your guy back in, your tight ends back into the game. You got to throw that ball.
Purdy looking to throw downfield, right side, one-on-one. It's picked off, but that's going to come back with the pass interference. I think that was pretty blatant.
I don't know about that. They got every right to go for that football. I don't know about that. We're making the game a little different on that. That's a little different. I mean,
we'll get another look at it.
I don't know.
It was either a blatant PI or an incredible sell job. It was one of the two.
To me, they're both going for the football, man. You can't call that. Oh, wow.
Pass interference. Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That goes against Nazir Ward, who would have had the interception. His first one of the season.
Yeah, you got to give him. He threw the ball up. Everybody has a right to the football. He's turned to the football.
It's really tough to tell from that shot where the contact was. Just tough to tell from that angle from our perspective. It looked to me as it happened like that was going to be the call.
Yeah.
It's going to hold up as it is, and it moves Nevada into WKU territory at the 45-yard line.
And they still can run the football here.
Purdy hands it off. They do go up the middle like you referenced to the 40. Ramsor with the carry. They just continue to go back and forth between those two backs, and each of them are getting the job done.
What I like about Nevada, I mean, on first down, you get 5 yards. Now you can do whatever you want to do with that. Now, 2nd and 5, you can go with some type of play action, but they're dominating up front.
Ramsor with 66 yards on the ground on 9 carries. Turner, the starter, with 62 yards on 13 runs. Purdy's got 34 that he's added on the ground. Back in an I formation. They're going to run play action. Purdy scrambling right side. Flag comes in the backfield. Purdy, he'll have the first down and more down the right sideline. Hand was up around the horse collar. Don't think that's going to be the call, and instead this is going to come back on the hold.
Man, you know what I like about Purdy's scrambling.
Holding. Offense number 11. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Scramble plays because of his athleticism, and that's what they're due. They don't really have a lot of design plays, but their big plays are made when he is scrambling down.
It was Brackenridge that was initially in the backfield for WKU causing issues.
Yeah, because, statistically, they struggle with 30 plus, 20 plus yard line, but their big plays come from him scramble ability. And we just saw that just happen just now.
So 2nd and 15 now. Ball at exactly midfield. 2 wide receivers stacked on the left side. Now they bring motion in. It's actually the tight end, Henry, who was over there in the
stack. They got to get half of this back.
Well, they get it up to the 45, not quite half. Instead, back to the original line of scrimmage, and a flag comes in from well behind the play, wondering if that's going to be for that hit.
No, it wasn't a hit. It was almost like showboating, like afterwards. I don't know. That is not called for.
Personal foul, targeting, defense. That play is under review.
So our second targeting call of the night and our second review.
I think it was taunting or something. See at the end, watch. See when
he put the hand down, yeah.
I mean, you want them to get first down, but you want to take it out of the referee's hands on that. But that was not smart by the defense.
And I think what they're looking at there, and I think what the official threw it for, Terry, was that contact potentially with the helmet, which is still tough to tell from either of the angles if there was contact. But I don't know if that's what the call was for, but it probably should have been what it was for. And I think if they are looking at this for targeting, you're looking at a situation. I don't know if they can then spot that as they're doing this review, because it's just like what happened to WKU last time with the targeting. There were 2 penalties that gave Nevada 30 yards in one swoop.
Yeah, they made a mistake.
There is no foul for targeting. Second down.
And here what they end up doing because of the situation, not only is the review for ejection a no-go, they reverse the targeting entirely because it does not look like there was helmet-to-helmet contact made. They can't do anything about the taunting that happened after the play, and as all of it comes to a conclusion, it's now just 3rd and 9 for Nevada.
Exactly. I mean, they missed that call, right? It wasn't targeting, it was taunting right here. You cannot do this.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they called.
And for the game that Brackenridge has had, you can't afford to do something like that and be in a spot. Fortunate not to get the call.
So unfortunate for Nevada.
That's a few calls that have not gone against WKU on this drive that potentially could have. Sets up 3rd and 9 with Purdy in the backfield. Takes the snap. Looking right. Tries to drop it off underneath, but he's hit from behind. It was Holloman that knocked the arm as he was swinging to throw it.
Oh, man. I mean, Holloman was coming around on that. Holloman, have your way. Man, he was coming like a madman on that one. I mean, you talked about him earlier, Tyler, and I am definitely impressed with him. On that edge, he made his money on that one.
Holloman appeared in 8 games last year for WKU, had 9 tackles already this season. He's got 10 and has been around the backfield. He's deflected a few passes, just a do-it-all player on the edge for the Hilltoppers. As Bailey Ettridge will punt it away. This one high on the right side. It's going to be fielded with a fair catch at the 13-yard line as WKU able to take care of business with the defense holding on to this 17-13 lead. Now a Hilltopper offense that seemingly kicked it into gear on their last drive. Going to try to add to the 4-point margin on this next drive. 17-13, Hilltoppers lead the Wolfpack. Both teams looking to bounce back from losses. WKU falling at Toledo a couple of weeks ago before their bye. Nevada letting a 13-0 lead slip, giving up 14 in the fourth quarter to MTSU, wedged between a couple of missed field goals, including a potential 56-yard game winner at the end. Another tight matchup. Nevada very familiar with these in the first year under head coach Jeff Choate. 8 single-score games as Terry Ovey, Maverick McIver continues to try and settle in late in this one to seal off a win for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, you got 2 high safeties. They're forcing you to run the football now.
And that's exactly what WKU is going to do to start the drive. It goes up the middle, churning forward to the 12-yard line. Gain of 4 to start the drive, and Coach Helton said that they would take that every time on first down.
I would think so. With Stone Combs, he's having a great play. I mean, having a great game, especially playing linebacker. They're going to have to step up and make some big plays for Nevada if they're going to win this football game. Now they roll into 1 high safety.
Run going left side. It's Lavelle right in there, keeps the legs moving, and with that keeps the chains moving with the first down carry. Back to back, they go to right to start the drive, and he's able to pick up the first down himself.
I'm impressed by this offensive line. Caleb Nita was doing a great job on that one, making plays. You got 1 high safety. Now you got a chance to get the ball in the air, make a big play, buddy.
They're going to bounce it outside to the right side. Some space to work with. Barreling through a defender is right. He has been the man this drive, and each time he's taken advantage.
Yeah, he's been running the ball left. Now he's going right outside with the speed, get outside, and there's so many different players. When you start running the football, right, you force that safety to come and help support, and then that's when WKU going to have an opportunity to get the ball deep. Because I haven't seen the ball go to number 0, because they're double coveraging him, Henry.
Matthew Henry is the deep threat.
Exactly.
It's been very, very quiet in this game. 1 catch for 7 yards.
Now they're giving him an opportunity because there's 1 high safety. Now there's 1-on-1.
Goes across the middle. It's caught on the stop route underneath by Musa Berry.
Game. You talking about physical, man. I love Jordan. I mean, he is making some plays right now. A.J. Odoms, I mean, he is coming up very physical for a small guy for Nevada.
2nd and 5 for WKU. With that, McIver now at 212 yards through the air. His 30th attempt, he's completed 20.
Sneaking the safety down.
They set it up underneath. It's caught by Mack. Flag comes in the middle of the play at the 45, and I think you're right, Terry. He's walking away with his hands up is Edward Rambo, which is unfortunately usually the worst thing you can do when it comes to penalties.
You're so right, Tyler. You remember we talked about
Personal
that.
foul.
The big issue
Face
is
mask.
they are having
Defense
they're making
number
so
15.
many mistakes right
15
now that's
penalty.
critical.
Automatic
And
first
you
down.
put yourself against a team like this.
That walks it down to the 40-yard line of Nevada. Just over 5 minutes left to go. They're going to give it an extra yard to the 39, it looks like. The officials can't decide if it's at the 39 or the 40. It'll go one of them.
Yeah, it's definitely a face mask. He pulled it as he running upfield. Come on, man. You're gonna kill your team or hurt your team. So, see what Nevada's gonna do now. They're in a 2 high safety, but they're gonna try to trick McIver right now. They're gonna pull a guy down, but they haven't. So you got to keep running the football.
WKU brings a tight end inside. They run it, bouncing it outside as Parrish gets across the 35.
Ooh, man, what sweet feet. Parrish was not at church on that one, man. He gave him some with the sweet feet on the outside. Little jump cut. Woo, take that offering from me.
And that's what he brings compared to these other backs. You get a bit more power with the rest of Hart and especially Wright and Parrish. A bit more of that jump cut back that can bounce one outside and turn nothing into a gain of 6 as he does there.
Yeah, and I mean, right now they just daring WKU to run the football.
And Parrish will get it up the middle. That one goes nowhere. 3rd and 3 on the way. WKU well within the field goal range of John Cannon, but tough to know right now, Terry Obie, what Tyson Helton defines as field goal range at the moment.
Seymour, Jackson, Williams, Nita, Jenkins, man, you know what, these guys are playing really good with this patched up offense. This series, they are making some things happen. And they're forcing, you got to run the football again now. They're forcing this offensive line to run or get the ball out to a running back.
They're going to throw it outside. Parrish hit and dropped just a yard short of the first down. And now it's decision time for WKU, but it doesn't look like it's much of a decision for the Hilltoppers at all. They need a yard at the 31, need to get to the 30. And the Hilltoppers are going to stay on the field. 4th and 1, leading at 17-13. 3.5 minutes left to go in this ball game.
You know, Coach Helton said, you're from a gambling state, Nevada. You gambled on that one. Hey, you know what? I'm going to gamble right now.
McIver was able to get it out quickly, and what an open field tackle that time by Kenshin. The slot corner, who is very physical, came into this game with 13 tackles on the season. And WKU is going to take a timeout to think this through. You could either take the field goal, try to go up by a touchdown, roll the dice, go for it. After the Hilltoppers went 0 for 2 with some turnovers on downs against Toledo, left the points on the board. It's a tight one here in Bowling Green. Decision time. We'll find out the answer right after this. Fourth and 1 for WKU at the Nevada 31-yard line. The Hilltoppers leading the Wolfpack 17-13. Out of the timeout, Terry, they ran half the field goal unit out and then pulled them right back to the sideline, although I don't think it was much of a mystery of what WKU was going to do here. But the Hilltoppers on the season have struggled in these fourth down situations. Just 1 for 5. Here they operate quickly and move the chains immediately.
You know what? I like what Coach Helton is doing. You know what he put it on? The color, red. He's a gambler. He said, you know what, I'm going to put it on red, not black. WKU got on black and red, but I'm going to put it on red for the Hilltoppers. And went forward. He thinks Nevada's gambling, but hey, he's a gambler tonight.
And it forces the Wolfpack to start taking these timeouts. Tyson Mazeskis, I mentioned there were a couple of scenarios where WKU turned it over on downs against Toledo, could have had points potentially. And he said, well, I slept on it, and really, as I thought about it more, I didn't regret it at all, because he felt like WKU needed touchdowns to keep up with Toledo in that ball game, as a final score of 45-21 would tell you is probably the truth. Here, a bit of a different story where it's not needed to keep up points-wise, and more so, as we were talking about during the break, no matter what, Nevada is going to need to go down and score a touchdown. So you might as well go for it, try to choose some more of this clock and potentially keep this drive alive and put this game away.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, I would rather have it in my hands instead of another team's hand. You kick the field goal, but you leave them a lot of time on the scoreboard. If you can assert your will, Now you just go ahead and, run the football. If they come, I am surprised right now with Nevada with these 2 deep safeties. I am surprised with that.
Coach Choate and his defense trying to find an answer as Lavelle Wright nearly breaks the big one. He's dragged down a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I didn't see that. With 2 high safeties, you know they're going to try to run the football and run the clock out. I'm surprised with that.
We had mentioned the possibility, too, of Wright being the bruiser that comes in and cleans this thing up. They go to him on the 4th down. They go to him there on 1st down to open this set of downs, and he has really been the one that they've turned to on this drive. Now 6 carries for 39 yards for the game. WKU has to be absolutely delighted with the run game production, 126 yards on the ground for a Hilltopper team that's averaging 109, which doesn't sound like a huge bump up, but when you take away the 2 sacks that Maverick McIver has taken, Terry, averaging 5 yards per carry as a team after they were just absolutely abysmal in that department against Toledo, just 2 per carry.
Man, I'm impressed with this guy, Lavelle. He's going right, left, making things happen. Then you got your bruiser here right now. Now they got the 1 high safety, and see what they're going to do. I think WKU knows the McIver. You got to try to get the ball if they're going to stack you in the box.
Left side, Hart bounces outside, staying in bounds wisely inside the 10, and is able to set up a goal-to-go situation. What a run, great hesitation and burst. A couple of times picked his spots and moves the chains.
You know what? They said WKU don't run the football, and I guess they decide Hart stayed in bounds, got upfield, loving it.
I think the only issue there might have been that you wanted him to go down a little bit earlier than he did so you could potentially get another 1st down and ice this game out. But another way to ice this game out, Terry, would be to punch this in for a touchdown.
Yeah, I didn't like that either, man. He almost gave us a heart attack.
Head coach Tyson Helton in his 7th year at WKU, looking for win number 51 in his time on the Hill. You saw Jeff Choate just a moment ago in his 2nd year at Nevada, 3-10 last year, 1-2 this season. If you look at just the small sample size, somebody that's coached in now 17 games coming into tonight, 10 of them have been 1-score games with a potential for another one. He said that there's some work to do. This program reached incredible heights with Colin Kaepernick there in the late 2000s, around 2010, pulled off that big upset of Boise State, and he knew all about that because he was on the staff at Boise State. It's been a rebuilding process since then. Now it's about establishing culture and trying to find a signature win. But WKU trying to shut that down here as they go up the middle with the run game again. But the Wolfpack shut down the 1st down run.
Yeah, the Wolfpack, but they're in a tough spot right now, though. There's not a lot of time left. There's a lot of time left, and they have no timeouts, and you basically can soak this away.
WKU would think is going to run this down to the 2-minute mark, as Nevada now out of timeouts in this one.
But been very impressed by, Libera is unbelievable. Barbera, unbelievable. He's definitely physical out there, but you can soak this away. 2nd and 8. They can go down to the 2-minute timeout and 2-minute warning, and it's really hard now.
Barbera's had a heck of a game. 9 tackles from that defensive end spot. 1 for loss came in amongst the best in the country in terms of both tackles and tackles for loss. But Nevada's going to need some big plays and then some. We've hit the 2-minute mark. WKU driving and leading 17-13. WKU driving at the Nevada 8-yard line, 2nd and goal with 2 minutes left. Nevada, no timeouts. WKU, if they run this all the way down, 40 seconds left on the clock. But as we were talking about during the break, Terry, the big debate here, do you try and score as fast as you can, or do you want to hold on to this ball, take the points, look at a 7-point lead with around 40 seconds left to go? We'll see now how Tyson Helton and his offensive coordinator, Rick Bowie, manage it.
Oh, yeah, right now you have to run this football. I mean, I can see this tight formation. They're going to try to get the ball out.
Play action, and it's overthrown. A safe throw to no one there from McIver, but they're the big no-no. I mentioned you could run it down to 40 seconds, not with the clock stopping.
Yeah, LeBarbera, look at that. You know who made the play? We talked about with the 9 tackles.
What a game Dylan LeBarbera's had.
What a great, he forced him to throw the football, but now you're in a situation where you have to throw the football.
You can relate to him, California native, 2nd year now at Nevada, has been just special, and he's had a special game. There have been a lot of special defensive performances in this game, but WKU looking for something special to put this game on ice on 3rd and goal. They're going to keep it on the ground, trying to make men misses right, bounces off another tackler, and he scores.
Oh, my.
I think I would call that something special.
Yeah, that's very special on contact. Bouncing ball, left, right, got in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. You're talking about put ice on it with a running the football. Oh, that shocked everybody. Nevada is shocked. Everybody's shocked.
Lavelle Wright, the closer for WKU in this game, that turned to him time after time on this final drive, and he pays it off with his 2nd rushing touchdown, this one from 8 yards out. And with the PAT, the Hilltoppers say forget the touchdown lead. We want to make it 2 scores, 24-13, WKU up.
And Lavelle has not been wrong. He's been
right
all night. Look at these plays he's making. Outside hesitation. Oh, you boy, get in the end zone. Can't be denied. Oh, my goodness. Mom, I'm on national TV.
All 222 pounds, barreling through. What a journey for Lavelle Wright, Kentucky native from Louisville. 3 years at Kentucky, goes to Austin Peay, finds himself now back in the bluegrass, but wearing the red of Western Kentucky. And in a game so pivotal for both teams, gearing up for conference play, coming off of tough losses, finds a way to drive his way into the end zone and put WKU up 2 scores.
And it was impressive, Todd. It wasn't in the air.
Yeah.
It was on, the running back, unsung, he hasn't started, right? He's got opportunity to play, but so far, him and Hart, at the end of the game, they haven't been the featured backs, but Coach decided to use other people right now, physical backs, and has definitely been positive.
Wright with 47 yards, Parrish with 44, Hart with 63 on the ground for WKU, as they've got 145 as a team in this one. And Nevada will take over, trailing it by 11. 1:49 left to go. Plenty of time to make something happen. Stranger things have happened.
No, it sounds good. Stranger things have happened. But minute and 49, that would be very, very difficult with an offense like this. I mean, because now WKU going to pin their ears back. Now they're playing cover 2 defense. Got 2 high safeties. And they're going to play more of a prevent style. And he possibly could throw picks because they don't really do well right now.
Purdy takes the snap, ran an excellent 19-second drill in that game against MTSU, gets it out right side and getting out of bounds to stop the clock. Great start to this drive for the Wolfpack as they're able to work it outside.
And it was tipped too, though. I mean, I like that Austin ambush. I mean, he ambushed on that play, man. I mean, no, it wasn't. That was number 25, right? Kai Woods.
Kai Woods, the running back.
Kai Woods got out of that.
These rosters have gotten so big where almost every number has multiple players with the same number.
Yeah, I mean, Woods was out of the woods on that. I like how he got his got his feet up and made some yardage after the catch.
Purdy in trouble, runs left, drops it off underneath. It's caught across midfield to the 45-yard line, and barreling through again is Jet Carpenter.
Yeah, Carpenter, he is putting the foundation tonight. He has been the carpenter. He is laying the foundation for what Nevada's doing tonight.
Purdy operating quickly,
Wide
looks
stick.
left, gets it out quick. Carpenter couldn't hang on to that one, little behind him, but probably should have reeled it in.
Yeah, you got to catch that ball. I mean, we gave him too much love. I mean, but he's been really consistent tonight. I mean, making catches, making plays the entire night. I think he's the leading receiver with
He's
4
got
catches.
6 catches for
6
70
catches.
yards to lead the way
Oh my
for Nevada.
goodness.
Came in on the season with 6 catches total for 41 yards. We saw Noah Myers on the other side for WKU. He's got 6 catches for 81 after he came in with 43 yards on the season. It's been a night for the tight ends.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Now we're going to a 1-high safety. I am so surprised.
Purdy jump ball is overthrown, trying to get it to Carpenter, just trying to force that issue that you noted earlier. They don't just use him as a tight end, they'll split him out wide and try to get some matchups on the smaller corners.
I mean, I like him. They got to feature him a little bit more, get him the football a little earlier in the game. Like now it's almost they got to score pretty quickly here. Because it's almost impossible to do anything right now. Because onside kicks are almost
the new rules have made it very difficult.
See, they don't want to be in this situation, but Nevada can do it. And let's see what's going to happen. If Purdy, he just cannot make mistakes. Oh, they're leaving the tight end open.
Purdy escapes, flips it off at the last moment, Josh Allen style. And Nevada's going to be able to pick up the first down to the 31-yard line. What a job by Purdy to keep that alive.
Purdy is pretty on this one. Look at the feet and escapability. Oh, my goodness. Little forward shovel pass.
Ramsor there to help him, makes one man miss, gets the first down. They mark it at the 32-yard line. As Purdy works a little magic of his own, he's up to 148 yards through the air, 15 for 23, efficient passing, but had the red zone interception.
Yeah, they're going to have to play some press, man. They got to get that ball out. A lot more pressure. Here we come. Watch out, Purdy.
Play action, throws it across the middle, and it's
Looked
incomplete.
like he was a little early. Williams, great play, but he might have got there a tick early.
Get another look at it as Purdy rolled out, made the throw.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, Williams, what a play. I thought he got there a little tick early. But you know what, we got to have a little, when you're running that, they call that shallow cross. You got to stick him upfield a little bit.
Purdy was looking left that whole time. It looked like Noah Brown had beat his man one-on-one on that far side. Didn't spot him, though, as Purdy takes the snap. Now running to that right side. He's going to keep it himself across the 30, 25 down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, cuts outside, trying to get to the goal line, and he's out of bounds around the 5, and that is what makes him so dangerous.
Oh, man, you talking about feet. Purdy, Pat. Oh, man, rode his feet. Kept going. He got so much speed on the outside, carrying that ball with a loaf of bread. That's the only thing that scares me, but he is making things happen. I mean, he's still keeping his team in a, you're right, Tyler, it's not over yet. And they still might have 40 seconds. I mean, but that field goal was that big, wasn't big of a deal, but you still got to get in the end zone now.
Purdy orchestrating another great late game drive, but can Nevada finish with points?
Almost a quarterback draw here. Oh.
Tries to throw it across the middle, and it's batted down. Brown had his man beat. But I believe it was Suafilo who got a hand on it.
Big guy, I mean, number 93, man. Make something happen, man. If you can do that for your team, Suafilo. Yeah, Suafilo say feel me on this one.
6'1", 320-pounder transferred in from Southern Utah. Just one of those pieces that WKU likes to rotate in and out up front.
Yeah, they needed him with that big body, that wide body in the middle.
Second and goal at the 6.
Look like man-to-man coverage now.
Purdy fires, trying to go to Brown in that man coverage. Could never separate from his man, and it falls incomplete. But the reason he was never able to separate looks like it's going to be pass interference.
Boy, they're flag happy. I mean, they're going to have to watch them things tonight because they've been throwing. They're really dirty tonight.
And again, taking time to discuss what the call is here.
And Tyler, man, you might have predicted, it's 47 seconds. They score, it could be 40 seconds left.
Pass interference, defense number 6. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, first down.
First down.
Second pass interference called against Nazir Ward. I would venture to say he's disagreed with both. Tough to see there if Ward got there early. But they get him for the call, and it's now 1st and goal at the 5. 47 seconds left in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I would do Purdy on a sprint out right here. You know, they like that West Coast concept. I would try to get that football out to the tight end, get him let it sprint on the run.
He rolls to his right side, nowhere to go, floats it up and out of bounds.
You know, speaking of West Coast offense, they try to do spider 2-wide banana, and I think WK, you knew exactly. I saw a man in the flat, tight end on a corner route, the banana, and there was nobody there for Purdy. They tried the West Coast concept.
Well, WKU knows just as we do that Purdy is at his best when he's able to be mobile, roll out, try to make something happen. And that's the one thing about when you get down in the red zone, it can limit you offensively because there's not as much room to operate with, not as much room for Purdy to be as mobile as he would like because that WKU defense can really pinch down. Brings Bellon into motion, takes the snap. Goes right side. Brown has it broken up.
I thought he could have caught that. You got to make that play for your quarterback on there. You got to make that play. Man, off the tip of his hands. This is highlight time. Go get that. Make that play. Went through his hands. Get on the jug machine.
Ward was there with a shove, but it was late. It looked like, as we look at the replay, Brown should have been able to reel it in.
Yeah, Jordan Brown is usually, he would make that play though. I mean, that was a good opportunity to make the big play for his team.
And now 3rd and 5, down to 37 seconds left to go. Wonder if they don't do something to try and isolate Jet Carpenter here. He's been the guy.
I agree with you. You have to do that. You have to get him in situ. Oh,
he forces it to Carpenter.
Wow.
Some contact.
I don't know about that one.
As he was crossing the middle of the field, no flag, and it's 4th and goal at the 5.
I don't know if Carpenter maybe tripped over that turf monster. It looked like they tried wide stick again. He's running across. Oh, yeah. He didn't know the ball was coming. That was a problem.
Ali was stuck to him, and here Nevada, in this spot 2-score game, they're going to take the field goal to put themselves in a position you get the guaranteed points if you get the onside kick. Down by 8, still in a spot where you could go down and try and tie the game.
Because they can fake them again, right? They're gamblers.
Kick is up off the leg of McFadden and good. Bit shorter than his first two from 42 and 43. That one from just 22 yards out. And that's going to be the big thing, Terry, is Coach Choate and his staff look over this game. Unless they're able to recover this onside kick and make something happen. Down in the red zone, not being able to convert, couple turnovers down there. A potential 4th and 1 where they could have gone for it, get a false start, end up kicking the field goal just after they were pushed out of the red zone. Another one of those games where last week he described the MTSU game as going and ripping defeat from the jaws of victory. And I think the story very much going to be the same unless they're able to pull off the miracle here with the onside kick.
You're absolutely right, Tyler. That has been their Achilles heel the entire season right there. Those plays in the red zone, they struggle with efficiency. I mean, they got to settle for field goals, and they lean on the inside run, and they making penalties. And if they just scored a couple of times, even going in the half, if you score, this is a whole different ball game. Now you have the hands team on.
The onside kick to decide it, still rolling, and WKU finally recovers it, and then some. 20, 10, 5, kiss this game. Good night.
Oh, King Henry catches a scoop. He looked like a shortstop on that one. King Henry.
He scored a touchdown in every game, caught a touchdown in every game this season. The streak was on the line, and he said, you know what? I'll take matters into my own hands.
Exactly. I'm King Henry. You know what? I can play shortstop too. Little scoop and score. Oh my goodness, on the hands team. Wow. He said, no way. I got to get in the scorebook no matter what. If it's special teams, I like that attitude. And that's the kind of attitude we'll have a guy play on Sundays.
And so WKU puts the bow on win number 3 of the season. A dicey one throughout. Trailed most of the game, didn't take their first lead until the second half. With the extra point, they lead at 31-16 and just 23 seconds away from 3-1.
I mean, this is like rugby, outside kick and score.
And that ball hung up for a long time to the point where Brown had a legitimate shot. I'm sure on the other side, Coach LaRussa, the special teams coach, was having a mini panic attack for a moment with the chance Nevada had to get it, but it seems like there Matt Henry was just biding his time.
I mean, I was thinking, oh, Henry. I'm like, you got to get down on the ball, right? I mean, just so you want to score, I mean, you just got to take a knee. I don't know.
Playmakers playmaking.
Yeah, I mean, just make it happen.
If you go back to your days at Oregon or in the NFL, I know if Terry Obie recovered that onside kick, there's no way you're taking a knee.
Man, I'm taking a knee, man, for a paycheck. You score, what if you fumble? Oh, my goodness, now you're a goat.
Well, there were no paychecks in your Oregon days, so
yeah.
I assumed that the legendary returner you were, you're taking that thing to the house. Pad those record books.
You know, honestly, you know, scared man can't win. I'm not a gambler. I probably would have sat down on that one.
As WKU gets set to kick it away, but whistles blow as the ball fell off the tee. Nevada will fall to 1-3 on the season. This one won't go down ultimately as one of those single score losses, but for all intents and purposes, it absolutely is. And another heartbreaking defeat for a Wolfpack team that's just looking for a signature win in the second year under head coach Jeff Choate.
Yeah, the Wolfpack is a really good team. The score doesn't really indicate what happened.
No.
Just WKU just made plays later, 31-16. This game was tight all the way into the last 5 to 6 minutes.
So WKU ultimately gets that scoring number up closer to the 39 points per game that they average on the season. 3 points at halftime, Terry Obie. It was 10-3, Nevada leading it at the break. Very easily could have been 17-24-3. Nevada, the Hilltopper defense gets the job done in the first half, and the offense comes to life here in the second half, particularly this fourth quarter, 21 points put up by WKU.
Yeah, you know what? And they're not quitting. I mean, they're still trying to go and trying to score, but it just got out of hand.
And Purdy will spike it after the completion with 14 seconds left to go. And conveniently enough, that last catch by Dakota Thomas getting some run here back at WKU. We mentioned on the defensive line for the Hilltoppers, Machiavelli Malatumau had transferred in. Dakota Thomas had transferred from WKU to Nevada. A bit of an exchange there taking place.
A little swap over there. I mean, coach was complaining, but you got a pretty good exchange out of there.
Purdy biding his time, now looking downfield, and it's picked off.
Topper turnover. Oh, put that ball away.
And then the ball pops out. It was intercepted by Ward, who was then looking to make a play after the fact. He'd had it knocked away and recovered again by Nevada as the clock is going to keep running. And what a way for this game to come to a close.
Great pick, but you know what? That still counts as a pick and fumble. Put the ball away. He's not used to having that high and tuck, putting that ball away, but the game is over. What an exciting game tonight, Tyler.
Coach Bowie has preached about wrist above elbow. I don't know how much they preached it to the defense, but that's a WKU defense, Terry, that I think we have to start with that side of the ball. You get the 3 turnovers forced, a couple of interceptions, 1 pick down in the end zone, a fumble forced down in the red zone. While the offense was unable to get things going, the defense did its job for the Hilltoppers after a porous performance against Toledo a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely. And also you got to give credit to that defensive staff, coaching staff. I think the biggest adjustment was putting that extra linebacker in there for support. And Breckenridge had a monster game tonight. He was, so they went to a 4-down lineman and 3 linebackers, so he was able to play that position.
Maverick McIver, 22 for 33 through the air, 216 yards, no touchdowns and interception. I think the story here, Terry, the run game for WKU, those 3 main backs, Hart, Wright, Parrish, combined for over 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, Wright with 2 of them as he took the load on in that final drive and brought WKU home.
Yeah, he was the person tonight. He made some plays. I mean, Wright got some things done. And what happened is these fumbles and these turnovers we're looking at really cost the game for Nevada. but they made some plays. I mean, this was an exciting game all the way to the last and to the end.
It's a Nevada team that's going to look to turn around and rebuild things pretty quickly as WKU kept finding ways. McIver there got his half touchdown on the run. Nevada at least will get the luxury that WKU had after Toledo with the bye before they head on the road to Fresno State. For WKU, this is exactly what they knew it was going to be, the setup for conference play. They'll go on the road to Missouri State on Saturday, another game that will be broadcasted here on ESPN+. For my partner Terry Obie, for our entire crew here that's worked through this game, I'm Tyler Eaton. Thank you for joining us from Bowling Green for this presentation of Conference USA football on ESPN+.